And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fresh Fit Podcast, man. We got a special edition today. I'm by myself, but we're going to talk about getting into law enforcement. You guys have been asking for this one for at least the past year. Let's get into it. And we are back. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fresh Fit Podcast, man. Regular edition. It's, you guys can see here, it's just me by myself here. So we're basically going to be running a different episode. Fresh is in Barbados handling some stuff, but he'll be back, I think, tomorrow. Nothing crazy, guys. It's all good news. So he just had to go over there and do some things. But yeah, I guess today we're going to be covering something that you guys have requested for a while. We're going to be covering how to get in law enforcement, okay? And whether it's a state, federal, city, municipal, whatever it may be, we're going to cover Law Enforcement 101, how to get into it. You guys have been asking me this for a very long time, and I'm excited to bring this to you guys. But quick announcement before we get into the show, guys. Number one, rumble.com/freshandfit. Please go check us out over there. If you guys are watching us live on Rumble right now, you're going to see the chat. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button if you're watching us on the browser or if you're watching us on your computer. And if you're watching us on your phone with the mobile app, go ahead and shoot a Rumble rant in there, or you can, open up another tab and subscribe there. It's only $5, man, for the month. We got a bunch of emotes in there. Mo made a bunch of them. It's funny. So go check us out over there and support us on Rumble, guys. We're also live streaming to YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook as well. And if you guys donate, as you guys can see right here, FNF and for life, I think is what it said. It'll show up on screen. I know, as you guys know, we got demonetized about a week ago on YouTube. So if you guys want to still support the show and get involved with the show, you can super chat through the link, okay, at the top of the description or pin at the top of the chat, okay? It's a Streamlabs link. You can go ahead and donate there. And I would really appreciate it because, YouTube takes a cut from the super chat, so it's not as pronounced on Streamlabs. So this might end up working out for us. You got to overcome and adapt, versus being sad and everything else. I mean, yeah, it's devastating news. It sucks. But, that's what we do, man. I tell you guys all the time on this podcast, learn how to become comfortable being uncomfortable. And right now what we're doing is, instead of sitting there and accepting defeat, we're giving y'all better content quality. We're using a better streaming platform / software to give you guys a better show. As you guys can see behind me here, I got the chat running here on YouTube. Once we switch over to Rumble, you guys are going to always see the Rumble chat on the other side. We got the leaderboards of people that are, subscribing, joining, super chatting. The top super chats are at the bottom. So we're going to continue to give you guys the best experience we can when it comes to watching the podcast. We got some funny things in store for y'all. Bills has been in the back making some funny emotes and stuff like that. Shout out to Bills, man, and Mo. And just for you guys wondering, they're both cousins. So it's great to have family members here on the team. So but yeah, the after hour show is going to be hilarious with what you guys see, but we're really trying to up the production quality for you guys, really trying to up the quality. Most people would go ahead and be like, oh my God, we're demonetized, boo hoo hoo. Nah, man, we adapt, we overcome, we don't complain over here, and we just make it happen regardless of what happens. So yeah, super chat it to the show, guys, because I know we're going to have a Q&A at the end of this. I pretty much have a presentation, right, ready to go. I'm going to talk about law enforcement for an overall perspective. But if you guys got questions, go ahead and super chat them in. Also, we are going to open up the phone lines for y'all, okay? Yeah, I said it. We are opening up the phone lines on a Monday. And the reason why is because, obviously, getting into law enforcement, guys, is a very it's a niche, but it's a large niche because there's so many different agencies, there's so many different levels of agencies. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up the phone lines for y'all. As you guys know, just like with the call-in show on Friday, you donate to the show, and we'll go ahead and get you on the line faster. And we just answer your questions, right, when it comes to law enforcement, because I know you guys are gonna have a bunch. Some of you guys might be in the application process for an agency already, or you're thinking about getting into law enforcement. And, you know, we're pretty much going to answer your questions, man. And like I said before, on this podcast, we teach you how to do everything, whether it's investing, making money, going into certain career fields. And you guys have been asking for this one for a while. A lot of you guys want to work in law enforcement. You want to learn how to become a special agent for one of these agencies. And, you know, it would be a crime for me to not go over this and give you guys some of the sauce that I learned from my 10 years on the job. But before I get into it, I think, also, do me a favor, guys, subscribe to our Clips channel, Fresh to Fit Clips. It's our other YouTube channel, Fresh to Fit on YouTube, and then Fresh to Fit Clips. We want to get that channel to 1 million subscribers despite the fact that we're demonetized. So make sure to go check us out over there, rumble.com/Fresh to Fit. And then also we're on Spotify. Mo's uploading every single day on Spotify. All the links are in description. And yeah, so Bills, Mo, give the people an update real quick while I grab something.
You want to start? Oh, me? Okay, cool. Well, shout out to all you guys. I already see you guys in the chat, you know, talk about Medium Mo. Yeah, yes, sir. So you guys can follow me at BigMo_BITW. That is BIGMO_BITW. I'm still going to keep it at Big Mo because it's too officialized for those who, and a lot of you guys were already asking, like, yo, when are you going to, you got to change your name to Medium Mo. I'm like, yo, I mean, I still love the Medium Mo, you know, so I still see the Medium Mo in the chat, you know what I'm saying? So, but still, you guys can follow me on Instagram at BIGMO_BITW. And I see you guys in the Rumble. Yo, flex your Rumble emotes. Flex the emotes on Rumble. You know, shout out to the Discord gang. You know, Cloud Creator, Asset Works, and Minos. They were helping me out. So, you know, thank a lot of them for all of the emotes in the chat. And Bills, go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? My name is Jay Bills. I'm a musician. Just want to say thank you guys for all the support and all the love. I definitely see everything that you guys been sending. Medium Mo for sure. Also want to give a shout out to George, aka MOE. He was helping me out with the OBS coding and stuff. I just want to give him a special shout out. So thank you for that. And yeah, man, if you guys want to go ahead and follow me, just follow me on Instagram at JBills, JBILZ. And I'm just happy to be a part of the FNFM, really. So just happy to be here. Appreciate y'all.
And also just want to say for a weight update, 391 it is so officially 109 pounds down. Woo! So yeah, man. I've already been seeing you guys in the chat like, damn, Mo looking smaller. Yeah, you know, I mean this whole thing is just a little Myron plan, you know what I'm saying? You know, so thank you guys for noticing. I've been seeing you guys in the chat noticing. I've been seeing you guys in the DM for noticing. And big ups to LA Fitness. Yes, that is me. So don't worry. A lot of people have been asking. Yes, that is me. So yeah.
Bam. And let's hit the super chats real quick before we get into it. I got some receipts for y'all that I'm going to show you guys here. I just grabbed, which I don't think I've ever revealed all of them for y'all, but we will reveal them on this episode. Let's go ahead and read some of these. So we got John Greatest goes, $50. Could you invite Adam Green from No More News to your podcast? He's an expert on Christianity and Judaism. He would explain how these religions shape our social and political world and predict/pre-plan our future by using Bible verses themselves. Yeah, I mean, Mo can look into that. Mo, can you write that name down? And then who else? Anything else? And then any Rumble rants?
Yes.
Okay, so let's get these Rumble rants on screen, and then we'll get into the topic at hand.
Okay.
Hey, guys, do me a favor. If you guys are watching us on YouTube, or if you're watching us on Rumble, open up another tab on YouTube and watch us on YouTube as well, and hit that like button, guys, because as you guys know, we're demonetized. So what we want to do is we still want to be able to hit the algorithm nice and hard, and the way for us to do that is by you guys liking and engaging with the video. And this was going to be an important one, man. Anyone in your family that wants to get into law enforcement, I want you to go ahead and send them this video so that we can make sure that we help guys get the proper information into getting into this career field. Okay? What type of career can I do in law enforcement with a business administration degree? Love you guys. Pause. I mean, here's the thing with a lot of these agencies, guys. They just want a bachelor's. They don't care necessarily what it's in. They just want a bachelor's. Xylos donate $5. Goes, I'm a 21-year-old entrepreneur with 400K liquid. I want to get into real estate, but I don't qualify for a loan. Should I just buy in cash, or what are some options for me? So yeah, I would say bring your credit up, okay, and try to go ahead and find a lender that will work with you. Since your credit isn't that great, But you could buy a house cash, but keep in mind that buying a house cash a lot of times isn't the best move because you'll end up spending all your capital, and you could have bought maybe 2 or 3 houses with that 400K versus just buying one cash. Yeah, you'll get more cash flow, but you're going to spread yourself thin and deplete all your fiat currency, which a lot of times you don't want to do that. So what I would say is try to find a lender that will work with you that makes sense. Just understand that you're more than likely going to get not the best terms, but it's okay. You can improve your credit. So focus on building your credit up. Anybody else? Jared Murr goes, $10. What type of careers can I do in law enforcement with a bit? No, sorry, we read that one. 21 entrepreneur, read that one. Anything else?
Loading the Rumble rants. We're just filtering them real quick.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we got some Rumble rants here, guys. So guys, like the video, man, please. Okay, while you guys load the Rumble rants, let me go ahead and get it right into it, okay? So guys, real fast, okay, while they go ahead and filter these Rumble rants, because y'all be acting crazy over there on Rumble. Let me tell you guys a little bit about my professional background, right? Because obviously the person that's going to dispense this type of information needs to be qualified, okay? So as you guys know, I'm a former Special Agent of Homeland Security Investigations. I was from 2010 to 2020. I was employed by the agency. My EOD was July 6, 2010. Yep, July 6, 2010. That was my entry on duty, and I came in as an intern, okay? Which as an intern, I was paid and I was a government employee, etc. But I was like a GS like 4 or something like that, right? Which was like basically nothing. And that would be what you would call like a co-op level type thing, right? And after I graduated from college, I completed, my internship in good standing. They basically converted my job series from student trainee to special agent, which is the 1811 job series code, okay? And I became an agent on September 6th, 2013. I EOD'd as an agent. And then I left the government December 4th of 2020, okay? I started my career in Laredo, Texas. I was in a human smuggling group / human trafficking group. And I've explained the difference between human smuggling and human trafficking on other podcasts. They're very different, guys. If you guys want me to go into it, I can. If it comes up as a question, but I did that in Laredo, Texas. I also did a bunch of narcotics investigations while I was there because the Southwest border is literally like it's the Wild West, man. So if you're dealing with people that are smuggling aliens, you're also going to be dealing with people that are also smuggling drugs, right? Because it's not like criminals say, oh my God, I only do this type of business. Most of the time, criminals are involved in any type of business is going to make them money. So smuggling drugs and smuggling aliens goes hand in hand. It was very often that someone that was moving aliens would also move a couple kilos of coke while they were doing it. So I started in Laredo, Texas. I graduated the academy in August of 2014. Actually, hold on, it's the 28th. That was, wow. It's been 9 years. So check this out, guys. That's crazy. So I got receipts here. You can hit camera 2 real quick, guys. So just to show you guys that I am not a capper here, here is my actual graduation certificate from, and I know I'm doxing myself, but whatever, it is what it is. Oh, y'all know my real name anyway. HSI Special Agent Training Course, HSI SAT 401, this 21st day of August 2014. So I got the real credentials here. I got receipts for real, okay? And that was what I got about almost 9 years ago, a little over 9 years ago now, man. It's crazy how time flies. But yeah, I graduated. I also went through Criminal Investigator Training Program, CITP. Here is my CITP certificate as well, okay, from the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center. Graduated that in 20, what's that sound? Y'all hear that? I can hear some sound. Check, can y'all hear it? Okay.
I hear it.
Yeah, I hear it, but...
Is it like a drink or something?
No.
One of these mics is on. Hold on.
Yeah, one of the mics are on. Just mute all of them except for mine. There we go. Oh. Okay, I think it was gone. Audience, can y'all hear that?
Yeah, they can definitely hear that.
They can hear it? Let's see here. Give us 1 second, guys. A little bit of technical difficulties.
Is there something cooking?
Is it gone now?
Is a headphone on any of the mics?
All right, I'll keep going.
All of them are off.
I think it's going down.
Yeah, it just went away. That was weird.
And then here is another award I got, guys, for being an expert shooter at the Academy. Expert shooter. Okay, that's why I always make the jokes I don't miss. And then here is an award I got, basically the Excellence in Law Enforcement Award in 2019, which is basically the Director's Award for ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which, I'm very proud of. This is for a case that I did back then that involved a huge smuggling organization out of the Bahamas, and Turks and Caicos and Canada and a bunch of other stuff. There was actually a press release on it as well from one of the arrests that I made right before I left the agency, matter of fact. But yeah, man, as y'all can see here, I got receipts upon receipts. So definitely qualified to talk about this and teach you guys the ins and outs of going into law enforcement. I think it should be that way. If anyone's going to go ahead and try to dispense advice on the internet, they need to be certified and accredited in what the hell they're talking about. So there's nothing wrong with questioning people's backgrounds and making sure that they're qualified to talk on a subject. But I just showed y'all the receipts, man. 1080p. You know, I really was out here, you know, doing this. So anyway, so from 2014 to 2018, I was in Laredo, Texas. And then in 2018, I moved to the Miami field office. And while I was there, I went ahead and it was also put in a human smuggling / human trafficking group. No, in a human smuggling group there. But I also did drug investigations as well because, as you guys know, same thing. What is that noise, guys? We got to fix it. We might have to reset the mixer. Are we going to reset it? All right. So, guys, give us 1 second. We're going to reset the mixer real fast to make sure that that sound gets out of here. And then we'll continue on with the show. So, Mo, you going to do it right now? All right, we are back. Sorry about that, guys. I apologize. We had the sound should be good now. We shouldn't be hearing it. We had to reset the mixer. But yeah, quick little recap if you're just joining us. I went over some of my credentials. I talked about graduating from CITP, Criminal Investigator Training Program, HSI SAT, which is the Special Agent Training for HSI agents, etc. I showed you guys my Director's Award. So I say all that, not necessarily to humble brag, but to let you guys know that I'm definitely qualified to talk about this and give you guys some insight. So, okay, now that we went over my training, my experience, and my background, let's go ahead and get into who is law enforcement for. So, I've always said it, guys. With law enforcement, it's not necessarily the most lucrative of jobs. You can absolutely make six figures, whether you're a patrolman, a special agent, you know, an officer, a federal officer, a federal agent, whatever it may be, whatever position you get in law enforcement, you can absolutely make six figures. Is it going to pay as much as like the private industry? A lot of the times, no, right? Government positions typically don't pay as well as the private sector. However, you get a bunch of benefits. It's a prestigious job. You get like, if you're a special agent, for example, you get like a take-home car. They pay for the gas, everything else like that. So you do save money in other regards. And it's just a fun job. You know, it's a prestigious job. It's very difficult to get it. You get job security through the government. So it's a fantastic career. I've always said what it lacks in financial incentive, it makes up in integrity. You know, the people that work in law enforcement, I know the police get a bad rap or whatever, but 90+% of law enforcement personnel are good people, guys. They're God-fearing. They're good individuals, a good moral character. They're the type of people that you can literally leave, you know, $1,000 at their house and they'll return it to you. Like most guys that work in law enforcement are very honest and good people. Now, are there a couple bad apples out there? Of course. In any profession, there's going to be bad apples everywhere. But it's just that we tend to see on the internet where all the cops are evil and bad. There's always going to be a couple bad apples, but the majority are good people, right? So this job is for people that are responsible, okay? Disciplined, have integrity, loyalty, trustworthy, and very able to think on their feet, okay? You're going to need to be able to have some critical thinking skills. You're going to have to be able to make decisions on the fly. I can't tell you how many times where we would have an operation where we were going to go arrest a suspect, or we were going to do an undercover operation by bus, whatever it may be, and, you know, the bad guy doesn't show up on time, or the informant's wire messes up while you're doing a deal, or logistically something happens, and you need to be able to adapt on the fly and make things happen while multiple pieces are going on at the same time. So it makes you you need to be able to think on your feet and be able to really make sound decisions under an enormous amount of pressure. Okay, because a lot of times it could be life or death for you, right? If you're a guy on the road, you're doing patrol, and you know you pull somebody over and they're acting a little weird, and you don't make that split decision, that could be the difference between you drawing out your gun and shooting them before they shoot you, or they should go ahead and shoot you. And that's one of the number one ways that law enforcement officers are killed in the United States is through complacency, not staying alert, not staying sharp, not training, etc. So this job is for people that have all of these skill sets. And I know you guys talk about me a lot of times. Myron, you're loyal to a fault. Myron, you're boring. You're too disciplined. You don't go outside, have some fun, live a little, blah, blah, blah. Well, guys, I learned that the reason why I behave the way that I behave and the way that I act the way that I act is because the profession that I had forced me to grow up at an early age, guys. You know, I often get mistaken for being older than I really am based off of like my maturity, right? And the way I convey myself, whatever. But law enforcement will force you to grow up. I got on the job at 20 years old. I became an agent at 23. So I didn't have a choice, you know, going to the bars and getting drunk and having fun and, you know, doing recreational drugs and all that stuff. That was never an option for me, guys, because when I was an intern at 20 in college, I had to basically live a very clean lifestyle. Thank God I was an athlete. I played sports. It kept me away from a lot of bad things. I was never a big drinker anyway. So it already aligned with my lifestyle. But if you want to get into the law enforcement profession, guys, you got to understand that your past absolutely matters and can come back and haunt you. We're going to talk about that later on with the requirements. And also, guys, if you want to call into the show, 515-605-9740. Again, the number to call into the show is 515-605-9740. Like I said before, I'm going to give you all a broad overview of the law enforcement profession, and then I'm going to go ahead and take questions because you guys are probably going to have some really good questions that I can answer on the fly. But I'm doing it very generally because every law enforcement agency is very different, if that makes sense, right? So I'm going to give you all the broad things. So that's who the job is for, guys. It's for disciplined individuals that abstain from drugs, aren't easily peer pressured, and are responsible. Okay. Obviously, you got to be fit as well. And we're going to talk about that with some of the requirements. I have some different agencies here with how what they require of their candidates, but we'll get into that as well. So we went over my credentials, right? So rewinding real fast, okay? Just for the people that are joining in, because people are joining in every minute here. We went over my credentials. Former special agent, 7 years as an agent, 3 years as an intern from 2010 all the way to 2020. Resigned, as you guys know, December 4th, 2020 because I couldn't do the YouTube and be on the job at the same time. I was a GS-13 when I left, 1811, same thing as a special agent. I went over some of my credentials with y'all, Director's Award, some of my certificates of graduating the academy. I have irrefutable proof that I am the real deal. And then we went over what type of people are, you know, good for this position. And I explained, you know, being trustworthy, loyal, honest, integrity is huge, being disciplined, not doing stupid stuff, not using drugs. Like, you want to be in shape as well, because there are physical standards for a lot of these agencies. So now that we covered that, okay, who the job is for and my background. So let's talk about the different types of law enforcement. Okay, guys, there's three main types of law enforcement. You got federal, state, and then city/municipal, okay? And then there's some other situations there, like maybe like Bureau of, you know, Indian Affairs or whatever, but I would consider that federal. I'm not going to go into that. That's a whole other thing in the weeds. But those are the three main components, all right? So you got federal, right, which would be an FBI, an HSI, a DEA. These guys are charged with enforcing federal laws, okay? Then you got state police, right? Who, you know, the guy, whether it's a trooper stopping you on the side of the road or a detective that works for the state police doing major crimes and investigations, these guys are state law enforcement, okay? They're typically at the top level of their respective state, okay? Then you got the city police, right? Like, let's say like here, like a Miami PD. And then you also got county police as well, which is like a Miami-Dade County police. So basically you got the state, local, federal, right? So those are three types, okay? And every agency has different tasks and different objectives and different missions and different authorities, all right? Now, let's talk about requirements, right, to get on the job. Most law enforcement agencies are going to want you to be between 18 to 21 years old, right, at the youngest, right? I know the FBI, for example, wants you to be bare minimum 23, but most of the time it's somewhere between 18 to 21 years old bare minimum, and then some other agencies might want you to be a little bit older, right? You need to be a U.S. citizen, no felony convictions, of good moral character, right? Because they're going to put you through a background check. And we'll go ahead and pull up actually some of the requirements of these agencies right now. Do we have the thing ready? Let's go ahead and pull up. We'll go ahead and pull up like the FBI's, for example, right? Because that's one of the most well-known agencies. I'm going to show you guys the difference between a federal agency and a state agency, okay? So you go right here, right? So this is from the official FBI website. And fun fact for y'all, I actually got hired by the FBI in 2017, guys. I didn't end up going, but I did get a conditional offer of employment, and that's a whole other story. I'll have to tell you another time. But this is a good agency to work for. You know what I mean? People, FBI gets bad rap, but they do have good benefits. All agents get paid the same, whether you're FBI, DEA, or HSI. But they have a broad range of authorities that they have in different types of crime that they investigate. They're the lead agency for terrorism. They also do bank robberies, right? Historically, they've always done bank robberies. They do organized crime. They do counter-espionage. But basically, their main programmatic areas, in the last few years at least, that they've been really focusing on is counterterrorism, counter-espionage, and public corruption. Okay, and public corruption is going after dirty mayors, etc. So let's click the physical requirements, right, or eligibility actually. So this is what they want. You got to be a U.S. citizen, right? Public record must be in good standing with no felony conviction, right? And the reason why they say no felony conviction, guys, and this is kind of standard for all law enforcement agencies. This isn't just FBI. The reason why, and can we hit Control Plus a bit, Bill, so they can actually see it? Right there. And you can highlight it right there. Scroll down. Yeah. Public, it must be in good standing with no felony convictions. The reason why, guys, they don't want you to have a felony conviction or or a lot of the times have a conviction for a crime of domestic violence is because if you get convicted of a felony or a crime of misdemeanor violence, right, domestic violence like the Lautenberg Act, you can't carry a firearm. Well, if you can't carry a firearm, that effectively means you cannot be a special agent because it is your duty to carry a firearm and always be available for on call. Right. This is why federal agents, even when they're off duty, like when I was off duty, I would always have my gun with me and I'd be, no matter what I was doing, because you never know when things could happen or you could be called or God forbid, you got to act in a situation where it's life and death. You might be at a grocery store and it's getting robbed. They're an active shooter and, it's you want to be able to have your gun. Right. So adherence with the FBI drug policy. So every agency has different drug policies, guys. But in general, OK, if you did like weed in college, right, like somewhere between 5 to 10 years prior, typically they won't use it against you. But if you're using hard drugs, that might mess you up and disqualify you. Okay, every agency has different tolerance levels for it. Some might say you can have used cocaine or whatever within if it was 7 years ago or more. But every agency is different, right? Then you got to pass your PIS test and a background investigation, and I'll go over the background investigation here in a bit. Student loan repayments must be in good standing. Filed all required annual state, federal, and local taxes, so they don't want you to be delinquent on your taxes, obviously. Current on court-ordered child support payments. Yep, so you can't be leaving your baby mama hanging. No engagement with organizations designed to overthrow the U.S. government. So if they find out that you're like on an Antifa, soundboard or something, there's going to be a problem, right, when they do their background. And then register with the U.S. Selective Service for males only. Oh! This is something that I talk about all the time. Selective Service, if you don't join it as a male, it absolutely will disqualify you from federal service. And this isn't just the FBI. This is all law enforcement positions. If you're not involved in the Selective Service, you will not be able to join in, right?
Wait a minute. Women can't be equal?
No, in this case, nah. Right? So this is the Bureau. Now, let's go ahead and look at, do we have a DEA one up and HSI?
Yes, we do. Which one you want, DEA?
Let's go ahead and show the DEA one. So here's the DEA website, right, guys? Right, career guide.
Oh, you know what? I think there's a Forbes one.
Yeah. No, not that. I want to go to their official website.
The official website?
DEA.gov.
DEA.gov?
Yeah. So, and I'll teach you guys how to actually apply for this stuff too. So, boom, right? So, here's the DEA, right? And this is, it's the official website because it says .gov. U.S. citizenship, successfully passing a DEA-administered drug test for illegal drugs, completion of a DEA drug questionnaire, successfully passing a background investigation, registration with the Selective Service if a male born after 12/31/1959. And then, let's see here. And then, so they don't have as many things delineated as the FBI does, but pretty much they're going to be looking for the same things. And then let's see if we have the HSI one. And I know that the requirements look simple on paper, guys, but it's actually a lot more entailed. It's a lot more competitive than that. Go to ice.gov.
Ice.gov?
Yeah. So you know what? Here, let's do it with the audience and teach them how to do it. Hit Google. So I'll show you guys how to find this on your own. So let's say on your computer, go Google, right? type in HSI special agent requirements. Yep. Boom. Enter. And then hit scroll down. Keep going. And there you go. HSI special agent brochure. You always want to get it from the official website, guys, the ice.gov, right? So scroll down. Okay, and this is the agency that I used to work for, guys, myself. Keep going. And then it says here, qualifications, requirements, and conditions of employment. What are we looking for? Are you ready for the responsibility? How to apply? Can you hit Control Plus right there under the qualifications, requirements, and conditions of employment? Okay. U.S. citizens that are under 37 years of age are eligible to apply for this position. By the way, guys, that's for all special agent positions. All law enforcement in the feds typically want you. You have to be appointed before 37, and the reason why is they want you to be able to get your 20-year mandatory before you have mandatory retirement at 57. That's why you got to get in before you're 37. Okay. Depending on the grade level for each you are applying, you must have a criminal investigative or law enforcement experience, a bachelor's degree, or a combination of experience and education to meet minimum requirements. Okay. As a condition of employment, you will be required to undergo a thorough background check and successfully complete 22 weeks of paid law enforcement training at the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center in Brunswick. And that's what I was talking about, guys, where you got to go to FLETC, Federal Law Enforcement Training Center. And this is how I got my CITP certificate, which this is about 3 months. And then I went ahead, after I completed this CITP, then I went ahead and got the add-on, which is the HSI Academy, right? So when most federal agencies, right, especially if you want to be a criminal investigator or a special agent, whatever it may be, you're going to have to go through FLETC, Federal Law Enforcement Training Center. Can we pull up FLETC real quick on Google? And that is that's the academy, right, where Secret Service goes there, HSI goes there, ATF goes there. Every federal agency goes there except for the DEA, FBI, and U.S. Postal Service. But everyone else goes to FLETC. Yeah, there you go, FLETC. All right, boom. Federal Law Enforcement Training Center. This is in Glencoe, Georgia. Man, this brings back terrible memories. It sucked being over there. But yeah, and this is where you go ahead and get most federal agencies go to get their training. And the main headquarters is out of Georgia, right? So, okay, this is how it's typically, and then, you know what, just for shits and gigs, let's go to Florida State Police real fast to show them the requirements. But you guys get the idea here, right? That it's very similar. U.S. citizen, no felony conviction, you know, being able to pass a background check, a piss test, all that stuff. Is this the Florida State? Yep. Yeah. Okay, boom. Meet the requirements established. Be at least 19 years of age for law enforcement correctional probation. Be at least 18 years of age for corrections. Be a citizen of the United States. Have earned a high school or equivalent GED. Have not been convicted of any felony or any of any misdemeanor involving perjury or false statement. Okay, so why is that, guys? The reason why is because if you've been convicted of, even if it's a misdemeanor, of a crime that attacks your credibility, well, you're effectively not going to be able to testify. So that's why they don't want you to have been convicted, even if it's a misdemeanor of a crime like that. And that would probably disqualify you from a lot of law enforcement positions if you were found guilty of a crime that involved deception or you lying, okay? Perjury, something like that. Let's see here. So have not been convicted of felony or any misdemeanor involving perjury or false statement. Any person who, after July 1st, 1981, pleads guilty or nolo contendere or is found guilty of a felony or of a misdemeanor involving perjury or false statement shall not be eligible for employment or appointment as an officer, notwithstanding suspension of sentence or withholding of adjudication. And then the next one, have not received this dishonorable discharge from any armed force of the United States. Yeah, guys, if you got a dishonorable discharge, that's automatically going to disqualify you from any law enforcement position. Because a dishonorable discharge is the equivalent to a felony conviction. Have good moral character as determined by a background investigation, have been fingerprinted by the employing agency with a process by the FDLE and the FBI. And the FDLE, guys, stands for the Federal Department of Law Enforcement, and then successfully passed a background investigation, including drug testing, have passed a physical examination by a licensed physician, etc., blah, blah. Okay, so as you guys can see, all the agencies have very similar standards of what they want. And on paper, it looks, oh, this is easy. I could qualify for this. But what you guys don't understand is that it's very competitive to get these jobs because you're competing with people, even though they say just have a high school diploma, you're competing with people that have master's degrees a lot of times when you're trying to get these positions. They have military experience, master's degree, they've been in law enforcement before. So it's extremely competitive to get into some of these agencies, okay? Most special agent positions, less than 3% of qualified applicants are accepted. Yes, I said that right. If you want to be a special agent, a lot of times they only hire less than 3% of qualified applicants. Okay, so it's extremely competitive. It's extremely difficult to get in. All right, so this is how it works for most agencies. Okay, let's pull up the FBI website again. So most of the time, guys, right, because they're the most well-known agency, so we'll just go off of them. But most other agencies kind of follow the same exact situation. right? So go to the hiring process. So first, you're going to apply for the position, right, online. Then you're going to do the Special Agent Selective System, or SAS, right? And there's multiple phases. So you're going to, and then you're going to go, then after you pass that, you're going to get your conditional appointment offer, which is what I got, and then they're going to start the background investigation, right? So most law enforcement agent situations go like this, guys. You're going to take a written test of some kind, right? So you're going to get put, maybe like Massachusetts, for example, has like a civil service exam. You fill out that exam, and then that will send your application to all the different police agencies. But basically, you're going to have some type of written exam in the beginning, right? After you get that written exam, you'll get an interview, okay? Some agencies do it where you do one interview with one guy, and then, you know, you're brought back again to do a panel interview with 3 people, but you're going to be interviewed by a bunch of law enforcement professionals that are in the agency that you work for. A lot of time it's brass, right? Whether it's supervisors or second line supervisors, they're going to be the ones interviewing you. They're going to ask you questions about what would you do in this scenario? Are you okay carrying a weapon? If you have to discharge your weapon in the commission of your duties, would you be okay doing so? Are you prepared to use deadly force? Tell us about a time where you had to make a really difficult decision. Tell us a time where you did the right thing despite the fact that it was extremely difficult. You know, basically they're going to ask you a bunch of questions like this, open-ended questions, getting your take on things, your decision-making, your candor, all this stuff, right? And then after that panel interview, right, assuming you pass that, so you pass the written test, then you do a panel interview, you're probably going to have to go through a drug test, right? And then after the drug test, they're going to start the background investigation. Now, most agencies nowadays, when they do the background investigations, it's a 2-part process. What do I mean by this? They're going to put you on a polygraph, right? And a polygraph is basically a lie detector. They're going to strap a bunch of stuff to you. They're going to ask you questions, and you're going to answer the questions, and, you know, you pass the polygraph, which I'll be honest with y'all, polygraphs are BS. But a lot of law enforcement agencies use it as a tool to, you know, siphon out potential people lying, right? And every agency is different, right? So if you do a polygraph test with, like, let's say the DEA, they're going to ask you questions of, have you used a hardcore substance in the last 3 years, right? And then they're going to talk a lot about your past with drug use, right? An agency like the FBI is going to ask you questions like, do you have any foreign contacts that you may have given, you know, information to that you shouldn't have given to? Are you a spy? You know, so a lot of the times the line of questioning that the polygraph is going to deal with the agency that you are working for, if that makes sense, right? So you're going to go through the polygraph. Once you pass the polygraph, right? They're going to start doing a thorough background investigation, okay? And you can enlarge me here, by the way, Bills. And when they do their thorough background, like you could put the FBI thing away. And when they start doing the background check on you guys, they're going to be doing the background check to get you a clearance, okay? Now, most positions, right, if you want to be a special agent, whether it's HSI, DEA, ATF, whatever, you're going to need something called a top secret clearance, okay? And the top secret clearance, guys, is going to be a very thorough background check. So every agency does this differently. So, for example, I know with the FBI, they have their own agents do the background check on you. Other agencies that aren't as big, like HSI, DEA, blah, 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 they're going to hire OPM contractors or Office of Personnel Management to do your background check. A lot of times these guys are retired law enforcement. They're going to go around and ask questions about you to everyone that you know, because you're going to have to fill out a security form, okay? And I forget what it's. I think it's a SF. God damn. I'm going to get the number. Mo, do me a favor. Type in on Google SF form OPM personal history for background check. And it's going to give you like the number. I can't remember the number off the top of my head. Maybe SF 86 or something like that. But either way, you're going to fill out that questionnaire.
86?
Is it what it is?
I see SF 86 or SF 50.
What does the SF 86 say? What's
conducting background investigations, reinvestigations, and continuous elevations.
Yeah, so you're going to fill out the SF-86, and the SF-86 is going to ask you questions, guys, about your last 10 years of where you lived, people you know. You have to disclose all your foreign national friends. It's a pain in the ass. I ain't going to lie to y'all, right? So after you fill out that entire thing, which is going to be pages upon pages upon pages, you're going to give that over to the OPM. And then after that, the background investigator is going to take that file and go ahead and start interviewing some of the people that you listed as contacts. They're going to go and interview other people that you may have not listed, because they might go and interview someone that you put on the list. And then the background investigator is going to say, hey, do you know anyone else that knows such and such? Oh, yeah, he, Tom went to school with him too. You can go ahead and interview him as well. So they're going to go ahead and they're going to start with the SF-86 information you gave, and then they're going to spread it out and go talk to a bunch of other people during the course of your background check and to see what kind of person you are. They're going to talk to all the landlords. They're going to talk to friends. They're going to talk to classmates. They're going to talk to family. They're going to talk to past employers. They're going to talk to everybody. And they're going to kind of want to get a feel of your candor, your temperament, what type of individual you are. So they just take that information to begin, and then they're going to go out. Now, okay, this is where things get tricky. While they're doing their background investigation, if you lied on that SF-86, okay, and they go ahead and find out that you lied, that will come back and bite you in the ass and you will not get the job, all right? I've got to really stress this. Do not lie on your SF-86, guys, okay? Because what will happen is if you lie and they find out, you're automatically disqualified and you're going to be out the job process. So you need to be honest on that. Even if it's stuff that you don't necessarily want to disclose, right? You have to disclose it, right? I'll give you guys an example, right? So as you guys know, and I want to really like hammer this home so you guys kind of know how forthcoming you have to be and how important it is to have integrity, right? And I'm going to admit this for you guys live on air right here at Fresh to Fit exclusive. So when I would do my SF-86s, right, on the background or whatever, I disclosed on there, hey, my father, right, as you guys know, my family's from Sudan, etc. He had known a guy, right, that was also Sudanese, that was involved in some criminal activity with making plots and all this other shit. The guy ended up getting arrested, but my dad knew who he was, right? Because, you know, when you're Sudanese or you're like, you know, from one of these cultures or whatever, everybody knows each other. There's not many Sudanese in the United States. So my dad knew who this guy was. And that guy ended up getting arrested by the FBI for some, you know, plot to do some, you know, T-type activity, if you know what I'm saying. And even though my dad had nothing to do with it, right? He was just a cab driver, mind his own business. I disclosed that on my SF-86. Why did I disclose that? Because I'd rather disclose it, right? And be honest and forthcoming than them come back and ask me questions about it and make it look like I'm hiding it. Okay? So I tell you guys that personal story so that you guys know that it's better to be upfront about certain things that could potentially come in and bite you in the ass than trying to hide it and then they find out on their own and then they corner you on it. Does that make sense, guys? So, and if you don't or aren't forthcoming about everything, they can go ahead and hit you with something called lack of candor. Okay? And if you get hit with lack of candor, that will automatically disqualify you. So you're better off being transparent. You're better off not lying because if they find out, it's going to mess you up anyway. So in that situation, obviously I disclosed that. Even though it might seem as minuscule, I disclosed it anyway and good to go on my security background check, right? And that's the kind of mindset I want you guys to have as well, all right? So if a family member of yours has an unfavorable past, disclose that. You know what I mean? If someone close to you is involved in some situations, disclose that. Okay, obviously you don't associate with them or whatever, but it's better to disclose it than they find out and then they come back and ask you questions that cause you hiccups during your background check. Okay, because trust me, they will find out, and then when they come back and ask you those questions, it's going to make your check go longer. Typically, if everything goes smoothly, your background check should be done in 6 months. But if you don't, if you aren't transparent about everything, and they got to go back and do some things and all this other BS, dude, it could take a year, if not more. And all that entire time you're waiting, you can't get the job, and then you're just sitting around waiting because they can't send you to the academy until your background check is clear. All right, so. What else here? Okay, I think we could read some of these Rumble rants and then I can get into it. But yo, does that help, guys? Give me ones in the chat if you took some value from that. Of me giving you a basic overview of how the process works, background checks, panel interviews, etc. Give me ones in the chat if you guys got some value from that. Or 2 in the chat if you're still confused. If you're still confused, it's fine. I'm going to go ahead and answer questions. I'm going to open it up for Q&A here and soon.
See a bunch of ones.
Sweet. Glad. Awesome.
Did someone say 0?
And if you guys are confused by anything, hit the 2 and then put what confused you. Okay, on Rumble and on YouTube. Mo and Bills are monitoring the chat. All right. So let's see here. I'm going to open it up for questions here in a little bit, guys. Silent Chaos. Hey, Martin, in order to move up in the 9-to-5 corporate environment or law enforcement, do you believe it is important to be a brown noser? I currently work a 9-to-5 and see a lot of brown nosers succeeding.
Brown nosers?
Ass kissers. So this is actually a really fantastic question. I'm going to give it to y'all raw. I'm about to give y'all some crazy value right now. So to get the job, no. Right, so if you just want to be a special agent like what I was, where I was just a guy on the line doing cases, investigating, etc. Right, a GS-13, which is like the highest level you can go that's not managerial, typically you don't got a brown nose like that. But if you want to go up in the ranks, you want to be a supervisory special agent, you want to be an assistant special agent in charge, you want to become a special agent in charge, or a SAC, or SAIC as the FBI calls it. You want to become, go to headquarters, you want to get like these really cushy gigs, you want to go international, whatever, and move up the ranks? Yes. Those guys absolutely brown nose. Those guys absolutely, you know, it's about who you know versus what you know and your experience. A lot of the times in these agencies, it's very bureaucratic. It's, you know, are you my buddy? Okay, you're my buddy. I'm going to move you up. So the federal government is no stranger to favoritism, right? A lot of the times people that rise up the ranks in management aren't necessarily the best case agent themselves and didn't do big cases. They just were able to politic correctly and move up the ranks quickly, right? I've seen guys get promoted to supervisor that don't even have 5 years of experience as a line agent, right? And they barely know how to do criminal investigations because they were in some bullshit, you know, paper pusher squad where they didn't do any real cases, but they move up to supervisory special agent, right? And then you end up becoming a supervisor. You know, how are you going to go ahead and supervise a group when you don't even know how to necessarily run cases like that? You know, your subordinates aren't going to respect you. They're going to be like, you didn't even deserve that position, etc. So, but yes, to answer your question, brown nosing will absolutely get you up in the ranks, especially if you want to become get into management. Okay, but me, I never liked that stuff. I was more. My thing was, I would come into work every day. I would do big cases. I would be doing the OCDF cases, the Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Force cases. I'd be doing the RICOs, right? I'd be doing the big national security cases. I'd be doing those cases, and then everyone in the office respected me, right? Because I was a go-getter. Like, I had a good reputation everywhere I went because I really pushed to do big cases. But you can't do stuff like that once you rise up the ranks from a managerial standpoint. So I'd rather get respect as a regular agent doing cases versus going up in management. Because once you become a manager or a supervisor, you no longer carry cases. You're just managing agents that do carry cases. Cool? Give me ones in the chat if that makes sense. What else do we got here? The Duber, I'm not getting into law enforcement, but I'm selling my bread route that I own and getting into security for NASA. Just wanted to show my appreciation. Been a Ninja Watcher forever. Okay, good point. Guys, this background check with the clearance and stuff, it doesn't just go for law enforcement. This is for everybody. If you want to be in the military, if you want to be in law enforcement, if you want to work in science with one of these agencies, they're still going to want you to have a clearance, which means you're going to have to go through the same background check for a top secret clearance. Okay, so whether you're a scientist working for NASA, right, or you're an FBI special agent or a DEA special agent, or a Border Patrol agent, whatever, you're gonna have to go through a background check depending on the level of clearance that you want. But a top secret one, every 5 years you got to do that. Do that SF-86. They're gonna do the background check. It's gonna take 3 to 6 months to clear, and you have to do it. What else do we got here? L. Don Ray, starting an apparel brand that spreads a good message and is authentic to me. Do you have a piece of advice for starting one, marketing, finance-wise, or something else? So with apparel, guys, apparel is really tough if you don't have like a following. Okay, so you selling merch is really important once you've built up a following, and then I would say at that point it'll be profitable because it's not necessarily easy. You know, the margins might not be where they need to be if you don't have a big audience to be able to sell to. Who else? But you can go to influencers and have them wear your stuff and pay them. Venom233, you believe Logan Paul said his wife told him LeBron asked her for a picture and he believed her? Yeah, bro. Come on, man. We all know.
Stop the cap.
Come on, Logan. We ain't that dumb. The real Reggie goes, every morning I wake up, listen to Myron yelling at me, telling me to stop being an effing loser and cried all day. I love the motivation. I'm not 100K yet, but that's where I'm headed. Absolutely, guys. You guys will get there, man. And I'm trying to help y'all with that, man. No other podcast is going to give y'all this kind of value where, and here's the other thing too, just so you guys know. I'm thinking of doing this, and I want you guys in the chat to let me know. Give me ones in the chat if you guys want me to bring in professionals from other career fields to teach you guys how to get into those career fields. I'm thinking of bringing in Thor, who's a power lineman. I'm thinking of bringing in guys that are welders, guys that are electricians, guys that are in the blue-collar services. I'm thinking about bringing some of these guys in that can give you guys some value and teach you guys how to get into these career fields. Because at the end of the day, not everyone is going to be an entrepreneur. Some people might want to get a blue-collar job, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. I have an enormous amount of respect for guys that work in blue collar, okay? My dad is a blue collar worker, all right? And he was throughout my whole life. So law enforcement is considered a blue collar job, right? So if you guys want that, I think that'd be great so that I can really give you all that value because like I said before, over here, if I'm going to call if we're going to call ourselves the #1 male self-improvement podcast, we need to be diversified in giving you guys content from different realms that helps you become better. So if you guys want that, I will go ahead and make that happen. So I see a bunch of ones here. So yeah, one of the first people I'll probably bring in to give you guys this is Thor. Shout out to my guy Thor. He's a power lineman. We'll talk about getting into the trades.
RP Thor?
RP Thor. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. So I'll get him out here and have a. He's really wise. All right, cool. All right, as Seka goes, got a question. With the way mainstream media, political, and celebrity figures have targeted Leo, do you think it's a good idea to join a force, from local force to pet, say, Border Patrol to even FBI? Yeah, I mean, law enforcement has a bad rap right now. I'm not going to lie to y'all, man. But I think it's still a great profession. You can make 6 figures doing it. You can make a really good living doing it. It's a very rewarding career. Yeah, you're going to have haters, but I would say there's more people that respect law enforcement than hate law enforcement. Typically, the people that hate law enforcement tend to be people that might not necessarily be law-abiding individuals. Let's keep going here. Hunter Troyan goes, hey, Myron, what would it take for me to come work for you? Everyone says they are a hard worker, but I truly am and works harder than anyone. Works 7 days a week, 24/7, doing whatever you needed. Well, bro, I mean, it depends on your skill set. I don't know what skills you have. But let me know. Send another, well, you don't got to send another chat. We'll monitor in the chat. Tell me what your skills are. You don't have to send another Rumble rant. The worst you do is self-destruct yourself. Tate, Tristan, Myron, and Fresh equal gladiators. When you add more value to my life is a W. Always keep going. We got you guys. We got you. And like I said before, right now, we got a lot of haters talking about, oh, Fresh and Fit is canceled, blah, 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 all this other crap. They're canceled. Well, hey, man, we're here on YouTube. We're giving value. You know, the show does not stop, my friend, because you know what? I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. This is my home. They're going to need a fucking wrecking ball to take me out of here. We ain't going nowhere, man. These people keep making hit pieces on us, right? Probably some of their most viewed videos in a while. These guys literally need us to freaking make content, man. It's ridiculous. Smart people talk about ideas. Stupid people talk about other people. All right. Andrew Loco goes, been considering this for the past few months. I'm 19 and working as a teller at a bank. I don't feel fulfilled at all. I was just thinking about law enforcement when this popped up. Might be a sign. Yeah, bro, apply. Another thing I want to tell y'all as well, guys, apply to a bunch of different agencies. Oh my God, holy crap. This is one of the most important tips in this podcast. Seriously. If you want to get into law enforcement, guys, apply to as many law enforcement agencies as you can. You probably will not get your first choice. You're probably going to have to work maybe as a patrolman, maybe a border patrol, maybe in a uniform position, and work your way up the totem pole, man. It's very difficult to get an investigator position straight out of college. It's almost impossible. Most guys that are FBI agents, DEA, whatever, they have law enforcement experience in the past. Maybe they're a patrolman for 10 years. Maybe they're a detective for 10 years. Maybe they were in the military prior. You're typically not going to get an investigator position right out of college, guys. I did because I was fortunate enough to do an internship that allowed it, right? And I had a language skill as well, which helped me. But most of y'all will not be able to do it. So get that professional experience, work for any law enforcement agency that will take you, get your foot in the door, and then work your way from there. Okay? That is so important. All right? Purple Mayo. Chris quit, got fired. Haven't seen him in several shows. No, Chris is still here, bro. We saw him yesterday. It's just that with the way that we run the show now, it's pretty complex, guys. So obviously Bill's in the back helping out with that since we're running the joint on Streamlabs. Purple Mayo, so don't worry. He ain't going nowhere. What else we got? Live in reality. Hassan Abi hasn't made a hit piece on FNF since Des. Big respect to him if he hasn't done
demonetization.
Oh, okay. Do you believe it's because he was humbled during live stream confrontation 8 months ago? Cheers. I don't know. His boyfriend Ethan Klein was quick to make a move video.
Ow!
So whatever. It is what it is, bro. And yeah, those guys over there at L3, dude. Put it this way: they've been stuck at 2.8 or 2.9 million subscribers for over a year. They keep losing subscribers every month, and I think they buy them back. I remember they lost 10,000 subscribers after we did that response video to them when they made those stupid accusations, and it's very obvious they buy their subscribers. So, bro, at the end of the day, man, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. People know that, you know, L3 podcast has fallen off significantly, and, you know, they don't have anything to really talk about for other people, man. So that's what they do. It's just a gossip channel, as many of these other content creators. So, God willing 29. Shout out to Fresh and Fit for providing info to help through my depression last year after a breakup. Now I'm just focused on my physical and mental health. Much love. Got you, my friend. Then we got here, Bortega goes, hey, Myron, thank you for all your content. Started a side hustle and have made a little over 20K since graduation to make. Good stuff. POV was getting ready to delete myself last quarter of 2022. Thank you. POV?
Point of view? I don't know.
Damn, bro. I mean, that means a lot, man. I mean, you know, people try to make fun of me about it, whatever, when I was last week when I was telling you guys that, you know, saving your guys' lives is really like one of the best things that I can do. You know, when I see messages like this, I don't really know what to say. It's just like, I truly do like owe you guys so much. You know what I mean? And yeah, it makes me emotional a bit, but you know, what have I said to y'all on the podcast? There's nothing wrong with being emotional with your bros, right? And I consider all you guys my bros. So if people, haters, want to go ahead and look at that as a sign of weakness or whatever, fuck them. It just proves my point that I've always told you guys. People are always going to talk smack when a man shows vulnerability, but I don't mind showing that with you guys because you guys take value from me and use it to enhance your life, and you know you're still here with us. That's everything to me. It really does. When I get messages like this, it puts everything back in perspective. Being demonetized, having haters constantly make videos on you, people constantly talking shit, people constantly trying to attack your name, your character, your integrity, people trying to literally destroy you. When I see messages like this, it makes it all fucking worth it, man. So thank you so much that you guys literally give us this feedback. It means a lot. It really does. You guys don't understand how it keeps us going. Xander Navarro goes, I'm sorry, I can't donate today. TRW is a vacuum. No problem, dude. You guys don't have to donate $1 to the show, man. Have you listened / read David Goggins' book, Can't Hurt Me? If not, I think it may be a book you'd enjoy, but he has a thing called Taking Souls, and that's what you guys are doing to all the haters. Yeah, man. Absolutely. Shout out to David Goggins. I have, I'm like midway through. I didn't finish it yet, but I have been listening to an Audible. 44 Stun. What's good, Myron? Appreciate your breakdowns of Trump's indictment on Fed Reacts. Used it as my current affairs topic for my Royal Air Force interview in the UK and past. Love y'all boys. Keep providing value. That's what we're talking about, baby. Jay the Great goes, sorry if this stirs away from the topic. I just graduated college with a computer science degree, 23, monetized YouTube channel, in line for a couple sub-6-figure jobs, live with dad. What should be the next step for me? Live with your pops. You're still young. Save up as much money as you can, and use that money to go ahead and get yourself your first real estate property. Get an FHA loan and go ahead and move into a duplex or triplex. That's how I would leverage. That's how I would do it if I was living with my parents and I was 23, still young. Save that money up to get a house, right? A duplex or a triplex. Use that FHA loan. Get into the property. Put a tenant on the other side, and then bam, you're living for damn near free. And you've successfully moved out of your parents' house with an asset in hand. Okay, that's what I would do if I were you. Nigel goes, can I get a degree in physics or any science majors, or just stick, or is computer degrees better? Honestly, most agencies don't really care what your degree is in. I can't tell you how many agents I ran into that had like humanities degrees and a bunch of BS. So they just want you to have a 4-year degree most of the time. Who else we got? Michaka Boss 856. You should have had Angie Gaines on the panel. She speaks better English than Fresh and Crisp combined. Y'all are hilarious, man. Bunny Best Bets. Can you do a show, or have you guys done a show on what equipment software would be good to buy / Rumble YouTube channel, live streaming, crypto, and maybe? Yeah. Shout out to you, Wilson Harding, for the $10 donation. We might do a course for y'all. Me and Fresh have been kind of debating, going back and forth about making a course for you guys on how to start a video podcast. The only reason we're reluctant is because we've seen all the copycats that have emerged out of nowhere. So that's kind of kept us hesitant to do it. But if there's enough demand for it, we might do it for y'all. What else do we got here? What's up, boys? I'm about to start creating content. What do you think about having my government name and my channel name? I will start a gaming base, but I want to eventually move onto my own personal brand and help people. It's up to you. Just be prepared that if you use your personal name, that could come back and hurt you. A lot of people say, Myron, why you don't even use your real name? Well, for all the dummies out there, the reason why I don't use my real name is because when I started doing YouTube and content creation, I was still working for the government. And as you guys could see from me showing you my certificates, my name is very unique. If you Google it, court documents come back of cases that I've done. So that's why I had to use a fake name when I first started. So just keep that in mind. Brian got laundried. Unrelated to the live stream topic, Myron, I never took care of my teeth in my life. I now realize what a dumbass I've been. I'm scared of dentists. How do I overcome my fear and fix my teeth? Bro, you got to do it. You got to do it. And I'll tell you why. The reason why is because your teeth is probably one of the most honest indicators of your personal hygiene, my friend. I actually use this when I screen out women too. If someone's teeth are clean, assuming they're not veneers, it tells you a lot about that person's character, because the first thing people admit once they start getting lazy is they don't brush their teeth. They don't take their hygiene seriously in their mouth. Pause. So you need to take care of your teeth, bro, because if you don't, it will come back and bite you. You're going to have cavities. You're going to have pain. You're going to end up spending thousands upon thousands of dollars later on with a dentist. So you're better off preventing, okay? You know, they always say 1 ounce of prevention is worth pounds of medicine. I might have butchered that statement there. But yeah, bro, take care of your teeth, man. Absolutely take care of your teeth. Not just from a health standpoint, but from an aesthetic standpoint too. You're going to look good when your teeth are straight and white, man. It's such a status symbol to have clean, straight teeth, bro. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Him Holland goes, email Big Mo earlier today. Big Mo, can you email me back details about Myron transplant? Much love. Yeah, guys, my hair transplant, I basically just, well, go ahead, Mo.
You said you were going to do an episode with the about the transplant.
Oh yeah, I will. I got to get my my hair. You know what, man? I'm gonna find them. I'm gonna message my hair doctor and try to get him on the show for y'all.
And I saw the emails, but this is your answer. Like,
okay,
you know, so just stay tuned. We're gonna have a show on that soon.
Masculinity Archive. If you work in Fed Civil Service, is it difficult to transfer to law enforcement? Absolutely not. If you get in, once you get into the service, it's easier to transition, right? So let's say you come on, the FBI is like an intel analyst. It's going to be much easier for you to transition over to special agent than coming in from the outside. Anybody else? Robert Olmo goes, hey Mario, what should I get my bachelor's in? I would do accounting. If I had to do it over again and I want to be like, it depends what agency you want to work for, but if you want to work for like the Bureau, FBI, I would get an accounting degree because that will make you a more attractive, maybe even a CPA. Hell, even going to law school can help you as well. So, because they're always looking for people with different skill sets to hire. Like the FBI does this a lot where they do lawyer-only type hiring announcements or law enforcement-only hiring announcements or veteran-only announcement or sort of like, financial accounting announcements. So it's good to have that skill set. What else do we got here? Do we have any Streamlabs joints? And guys, remember, we're open. The phone lines are open, guys. If you want to call into the show, 515-605-9740. Again, that number is 515-605-9740. If you want to cut the line, put the last 4 digits of your number. Most screening calls right now. We'll get you on the line, answer some of you guys' questions.
And Wilson Harding, I saw you on the Streamlab. It's actually a blank Streamlab, $10. So thank you for that. Grenada from Streamlabs, $10. Next year, I graduate as a doctor of pharmacy. How can I use this license to work for a federal agency?
There won't be much use in switching it over. But what I would say is that it'll make your resume better, but you won't really have that pharmacy degree won't help you in law enforcement, but it will make you a more attractive applicant. So, it never hurts to have more education.
Elephant Shoes, $2 from Streamlabs said, hi, Myron. I just found out about that girl I was thinking about taking serious science. I started taking the black pill. What do you suggest to stop it?
The black pill. Okay. Guys, okay, so some of the audience here might not know what the black pill is. Mo, can you pass me one of those other, Yeah, some caffeine. So guys, the black pill is basically this doomsday type mindset where, oh my God, it's over. I'll never get a girl. Like, looks is everything, blah, blah, blah. I don't want you guys to have that defeatist mentality, right? But at the same time, I'm not going to be a delusional pickup coach and tell you guys that it's just personality and game, bro. No, you have to have everything, right? You have to be charismatic. You have to be charming. You have to be in shape. You have to have competence. You have to be the best man that you can be, right? And it's because I'm in the middle, right? You got some gurus out there that are telling you, oh no, bro, just have game and you're going to get any girl that you want. And then you got other guys out there that say that it's pointless. You're never going to get a girl unless you're a Chad. It's not true. You can go ahead and have average looks, but have, extraordinary work capacity, income, physical shape, competence, charisma, charm, and get beautiful girls, man. So it can absolutely be done. Just understand that if you're not the most handsome guy, you are absolutely going to have to work harder. That's why on this podcast, right, we call ourselves, first it was the #1 dating podcast, then we say, you know what? To have a great dating life, you have to be the best man that you can be, because you want to be able to attract all different types of girls, right? I tell you guys all the time, there's women that only want you for money. There's women that only want you to be physically attractive. There's women that only want guys that are funny. There's women that only want guys that are charming. There's women that only want guys that got, a slick tongue. But if you have all of it, guess what you've effectively done? You've made yourself more marketable to a larger demographic of women. Since you're more marketable to a larger demographic of women, you have more options. Since you have more options, you are more attractive because you don't behave as if you're operating from a scarcity mindset. So see how it all builds upon itself when you have a bunch of different, boxes checked, and you'll be attractive to the largest demographic of females. It just helps you win in general, guys. I tell you guys to accomplish these things so that you can just be a more attractive guy. You can be satisfied in what you look at when you look at yourself in the mirror, and you're gonna be able to have an abundance mindset. But that's not gonna happen unless you do the work. You must do the work. I'm not the best looking guy. Look at me, guys. I got a big ass nose, right? My freaking I was bald for a bit, right? My teeth weren't always straight and white like this. Like I took, I went to the gym. I got my teeth straightened. I paid for my own Clear Correct when I was, 25 years old. Spent thousands of dollars of my own money when I didn't have it like that back then. I went and did a hair transplant. I go to the gym consistently. I've been training for 10 plus years, right? Since 18, it's been damn near 15 at this point. So you guys can absolutely build yourself up and make yourself well above average if you put in the work. You guys are just seeing the finished product now, but if you guys had seen me 10, 15 years ago, you would see like, damn, you were just like me. It's just that I went ahead and realized that I need to be a complete package, and I've been working towards that. And the magical part about this is that I didn't do all this to get girls. I did all this, right, so that I don't have to deal with the bullshit that comes with the girls. You understand? I'm able to have that abundance mindset and get out there and talk to other women because I am confident in myself. I know that if this chick don't like me, another girl will, because I've accomplished so many things. I have competence, and some girl out there will like me because I have so many different fishing rods that I can use. Oh, you want a guy that's a shape? Boom, that's me. Oh, you want a guy that has their money on point? Okay, that's me. You want a guy that is funny and charismatic? Okay, that's me. So I'm able to put out different fishing lines to catch different types of women. That's what I want you guys to be. I don't want you to just be, one guy, just a guy that's just a Chad, but you have no game, or you're broke, or you're just a guy that has a really good game, but you're not able to retain girls because you're a bum, or you're a guy that has money, but you have no game and girls just use you and finesse you. If you're exceptional at only one thing, you're going to be exploited on your deficiencies, and I don't want you guys to have to deal with that. So with the black pill, bro, it's on you if you're going to overcome it. All right? Don't have the defeatist mentality. Don't have the defeatist mentality. I'm not going to be delusional. Tell you you're going to get a bad chick being a fucking loser, but you can absolutely overcome the obstacles that you're dealt as a man, because the beauty with men is you can build yourself up. We are not held to the same standards of women where our looks define our value. Absolutely not. It's a gift and a curse. Anybody? Who's up next?
Let's see. Who the hell is Only Sam's wanted. Yeah, Only Sam's $10 from Streamlabs. Wanted to say thank you for inspiring so many people. I made a video exposing Jasmine Jafar for not being a lawyer on my YouTube channel, Only Sam's. Check me out. I expose a lot of OF models for scamming.
It's not a real lawyer?
Yeah, I mean, we talking about women though, bro.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Not surprised.
Real Emmanuel. You want to read that one? Actually, that one just came in.
9208. That's his phone.
Yeah. I got you. I'll see you.
Yeah, we can hit the phone lines. Oh, yo, guys, real quick, we got about 2,000 y'all watching on YouTube and like another 4K y'all watching on Rumble. So do me a favor and like the video, man. I know this is a very niche topic that we're talking about, but hey, man, you can get some real value from this if you want to get into the law enforcement career. So let's hit the phone lines, get somebody on.
Actually, since you just came in, 9208.
And guys, if you want to super chat into the show, click the Streamlabs link, send your donation, and your message will be there. It's basically a super chat. So go ahead.
9208. Actually, the one who just donated right now. You're on the line.
What's up, brother?
Go ahead, Robert.
You there? We heard you.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Hey, Myron.
Yeah, what's up, man? You're on there. What's your question?
You guys got me?
Yep.
Yeah, hello?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, so, okay, so I just wanted to say that thank you guys for everything, and, you guys are just awesome. Yeah, I can hear you guys. I hear you guys on my stream, but I don't hear you guys through the phone.
All right, just ask your question, brother. Ask your question while we handle that in the back end. Just ask it, and then we'll answer it. Bear with us here, guys, because there's a little bit delay on his side. Because he's probably listening to us.
So right now I'm going to community college on scholarship. I just wanted to know what would be best to transfer with, or what I should change my degree in.
Okay, good question. So as far as your associate's degree, guys, getting your 2-year from a community college and transferring over to a 4-year, it doesn't matter. Just get it done, and then transfer over. So, all right, we got it handled, Mo?
Say it.
I answered this question. We're fine. We can move to the next caller.
All right,
brother. Thank you for calling into the show. All right, who's up next?
We have, because these just came in right now.
Okay. Hey, guys, do me a favor. We got 1.7K of you guys watching on YouTube right now. Do me a favor and please like the video. Let's get up to 100% engagement on Fresh and Fit.
6990. 6990, you're up.
Go ahead, brother.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yo.
You hear me?
Yeah, we got you, bro.
Can you hear us, by the way? He just cut off. He was cutting off. Can you hear us right now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Huh?
All right.
All right, ask your question, bro.
Hey, man. I just wanted to ask. It's not about. It's really about maintaining the frame. I'm kind of like you was at the beginning when you first started Fresh and Fit. You were really hot-headed. I kind of have some of those traits, and I'm trying to really suppress that when I meet some idiots or some blue pill losers. I really have a hard time maintaining frame. I'm trying to see exactly how did you maintain or adapt those traits.
Bro, yeah. So for me, I looked at it because I understood that being a hothead, it was just going to be a matter of time until I had to deal with some potential consequences that I wasn't willing to deal with. So being a hothead is something that you want to definitely get in check and figure out, because anger and not being able to control it, bro, can absolutely put you in a precarious situation. Remember, as a man, when you show anger, there's a higher likelihood that you can get in trouble, go to jail, you know, lose your job, lose your livelihood. So you have to be able to put those things in check, man. You have to as a man.
Hey, man, you got the life savers, man. You got to change my life. I've only been watching since January. I'm only 22, and I just closed on my first property. You have to watch y'all videos, man. So
that's what we're talking about. Congratulations, man. Congratulations.
58. So I changed my life. I lost 30 pounds. So 205 now, 125. I think that's on around 30 pounds.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. Okay, we'll hit the next caller, bro, because your phone is kind of in and out a bit, but I got the gist of what you were saying, so I appreciate that. Guys, what he said was he lost 30 pounds. He closed on his first property. He's 22 years old. So after watching us, I think starting in January. So shout out to you, bro. That really means a lot. Who's up next, man?
Hi, brother, man.
Take it easy, bro.
Next up, we got 3816. 3816, you're on the line right now.
Hello.
Yes, can you hear us?
What's up, brother? Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah. I know you were having trouble. I can hear you guys.
All right, what's your question?
Basically, I just wanted to basically just say thank you for, being such an inspiration to everybody out there in the community. I'm the oldest in my family, and I had a great dad, great mom, but I never really had anybody to kind of look up to as like a older, sibling. And Myron and Mo, you guys have kind of been that for me. And through watching you guys, I kind of realized that how bad of an example that I've been setting for my siblings. So I've really been getting my ducks in a row, getting my health in line, working to get more experience and make more money. And yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for, doing what you need to do, even when you don't feel like it, and inspiring everybody else.
No worries, man. I appreciate you reaching out and checking it and showing that love, man. Who's up next? And then we'll go back to the chats after.
Let's see. All right. Next, we got 9584. 9584, you're up.
Hey, what's going on, Myron? I just sent a super chat in about getting a job, and I just wanted to give you my 2 minutes pitch, basically. Basically, I'm super young. I'm 21. I work out, super disciplined, and I know I could bring a lot of value to you guys. Anywhere that I've ever worked, I've always been the top person, whether it's when I first started out in high school, dishwashing, top dishwasher, moved up to cooking, was a top cook, and I was actually making $1 less than the head chef because I did everything there. I also was working a job on top of that, truck driving for a company. Same company, was also the top person there. Super hard worker, charismatic, I'm sharp, and really can honestly do anything. And that's honestly my top, skill set, is being able to learn anything and being able to adapt to honestly anything. And really, what you guys do for people, I see the value in that, and being able to bring value to you guys and everyone else, and just helping Fresh and Fit become better overall would be something that I would be really good at.
How about this? Hit up Mo, DM him on the side, Big Mo _ BTW, right? And let him know that BITW. Hit him on the side, and then and let him know what skills you have. We can go from there.
Okay, I appreciate it, man. And I got a cousin that's in law enforcement as well, so awesome. I respect the Blue and respect everything that you guys, man. So I appreciate it.
Appreciate that, man. Take it easy. Cool. Yep. Who's up next?
Next we have 7402. 7402, you're up. 7402, you're up.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm a big fan of you guys. I've been watching you guys since the beginning of last year of January. My main question is, I was talking to my cousin about real estate, and I live in California, so I don't have much capital, but I'm projected to make 6 figures within a year, and I don't know. And my cousin is convincing me to do condos over a house. What do you think about that?
Condominiums typically aren't the best investments because you have to pay an HOA fee, guys. So yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, there's some situations where buying a condo might make sense for you, but in general, if I was investing in a real estate property and my goal was to get cash flow, I wouldn't invest in a condo because the HOA fees could easily cut into your profits. Unless it's in like a desirable area and you can Airbnb it, but in general, I would always go with a regular house or a duplex or a triplex over a condominium.
Got it. Just another to add to what you were saying. Can you do a duplex and a triplex house hack with a condo, or is that impossible?
Can you do a duplex or a triplex with what, house hacking? You said?
Yeah, with condos.
Yeah, you can if it's a condo that's like has multiple units, but typically no, because a condo is nothing more than an apartment that you own, kind of. So you won't be able to house hack like that, unless like it's like a big condo and you're gonna like rent out a room or two in it. That's one way I guess you can kind of pseudo house hack, but in general, no.
Okay. All right. That's pretty much everything. I appreciate you guys.
Cool. No worries, man. And guys, let's try to keep it focused on law enforcement questions here. I don't mind answering your entrepreneurship questions too, but let's prioritize if guys have Leo questions, and then we can go with the general stuff after. So where are we at here, Mo? Or we can go back to the chats while you keep screening phone calls.
Going back to the chat.
Okay. Bills, what do we got here?
Got you right now.
Okay, so we got here Albo Ace. Hope y'all stay safe during the hurricane. Thank you, Albo Ace. I appreciate that. $2. Robert goes, what would be the best path for 18-year-old with scholarship? Also, thanks for the value. Get your degree. It's a scholarship, so you're going to get free college, so just get your degree and go from there. Robert goes, this show couldn't have come at a better time. Going to school on a scholarship. I signed up for one-on-one this morning to ask about this. Was that?
He was just on the line earlier, though.
Oh, okay. Right. King Darula goes, thoughts on getting a master's? Just graduated with a BS in computer science, but I'm wondering if working on financial security and business is more valuable than going back. Would you ever go back? I would love to, but I think I'm a little too famous now at this point to go back. Yeah, they'd recognize me immediately. Wait, go back to that question real fast. I was just trying to answer the second one. Is more valuable than going back? Would you? What was that last part there?
Oh, would you ever go back?
Would you ever go back?
Yep.
And he's asking just
thoughts on getting.
Getting a master's. I wouldn't get the master's, bro, unless you're. I would say get the master's if your employer is going to pay for it, but or you can get it for next to free. But you don't want to put yourself in more debt for no reason. You know, only pursue a higher level education degree if you know you can, like, you know, being a lawyer, being a doctor, like that's going to require higher education. But however, you'll be able to get that money back when you get into that profession. So I wouldn't invest in getting a master's degree unless you got something 100% lined up or your current employer is going to pay for it. All right. And again, guys, if you guys want to super chat into the show, go ahead and hit the Streamlabs link at the top. That's how you super chat. That's our new super chat button. YouTube doesn't get a cut of it to the same degree, so you're actually helping us out a lot more. Hello, Myron. If I had a background check for HSI and say I had family members who are illegal immigrants and do not have papers, would that disqualify me from the position and affect my family members? That is a very good question. So if you have family members who are illegal immigrants and do not have papers, I don't think it'll disqualify you because they're not going to necessarily hold you accountable for decisions that your family made. And I don't think that it would mess you up because especially now. So, okay, I'll give you all the dirty little secret when it comes to immigration. immigration enforcement, guys, is 100% contingent upon whoever's in office. Okay, as you guys know, illegal immigration in the United States is a touchy subject, and typically when you got a Democrat in office, they almost never enforce illegal immigration laws. But when you have a Republican in there, they typically will. So since Biden's in the situation, more than likely, assuming your family members aren't illegal aliens and committing crimes, nothing's going to happen to them. Like ICE, Immigration Customs Enforcement, Enforcement and Removal Operations, ERO, they prioritize criminal aliens 90% of the time. They don't necessarily just go after people for being illegal. So as long as your family members aren't committing crimes, you'll be all right. Ruben Alejandro, what can I start doing as a first-year college student to build my resume to be more competitive when applying to law enforcement agencies? Experience, dude. Nothing beats experience. Military experience, law enforcement experience. Get your feet wet with a local police department or sheriff's office. That is going to be the best experience. Education cannot replace actually being on the job. Richard goes, you should do a show on Tyrese from Fast and Furious. Have to pay $20K in child support. Yeah, bro, that's an L on his part, man. Holy, man, that was... And don't worry, I know you guys have been sending me a bunch of DMs on Simp Harvey. We'll cover him on Wednesday, guys. Don't worry. We will definitely cover him on Wednesday. That's going to be hilarious. Oh, Lord, how the chickens have come to roost, huh? Goddamn.
Fatality.
2 questions real quick. Do these same qualifications go for firefighters and EMT looking to become a wildland firefighter? Second, any recommendations on protein? Powers, trying to bulk 5'10", 160. Okay, not necessarily. If you're going to be a firefighter, the background checks aren't going to be as stringent, but they're definitely going to do a background check because you're still going to be considered a state/government employee. And then recommendations on protein powders. It doesn't matter, bro. Any protein powder is going to work as long as it's a whey isolate. You'll be fine. Just get a good protein, a high quality protein, and you'll be fine, right? Oh, Golden Standard, Adamatized. These are all good brands. It doesn't really matter. So, Mo, can I get another one? And I got a spill on aisle 6 over here. I accidentally kicked the can. What else do we got here?
Actually, because he said the S word, restream. So, goodbye, Twitch.
Okay, yeah.
Twitch.
You know what? Kill Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook. Guys, come on over to YouTube real quick. Come on over to YouTube or Rumble right now. We'll kill Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook from this point forward, and we'll continue answering the questions. Yeah. Just like alcohol thing. And another one. Are we killing the other streams?
Yeah.
Let me know.
They're killed already.
Oh, you killed them already?
Yeah, I'm about to get the chats back on stream for you.
Thank you guys so much for bearing with us. And shout out to Bills in the back making a bunch of things happen. So, yeah, another one, yeah. We got here Nigel51. I'm 29, don't have a degree, but really interested in HSI. Worked 60 to 70 hours a week as a security guard. Is it too late for law enforcement? No, it's not, my friend. It is not. Definitely apply. I think HSI might want a bachelor's degree, so I would double check. We can go look at the site if you really want to, but yeah, double check. I'm almost certain they want a 4-year degree or equivalent in experience. Who else we got here? Jesus Bertil goes, CBP is another great pathway to get into HSI or other agencies. No degree required, $145K a year, potential with overtime. Yes, absolutely it is, Jesus. A lot of times, Border Patrol agents and CBP officers can make more than HSI agents because they actually get overtime. So good point there. Myra, can you talk about it's recommended to go military then law enforcement for what is optimal to get front run into law enforcement and have the inside track to move through the ranks clearances? Can you talk about it's recommended? Why it's? I think you mean to say why it's recommended. The reason why, guys, is that when you're military, you get veterans preference when you apply for any type of federal job. So there's going to be veteran only announcements that you'll be able to apply for when you have military experience. It looks good. It'll make you a shoo-in for a lot of local police departments. So military is definitely an awesome segue into the law enforcement world. I mean, most agents that I know have prior military experience or prior military service. So it will absolutely help you with getting into that job field. And then also, if you have a clearance in the military, they can transfer that clearance over. That's also another reason as well why it's important. Because if you already have a clearance from the Department of Defense, a lot of the times other agencies will respect that and they'll accept that background check. Right? They might do their own little background check just to tie up some loose ends that other background check might have done with DoD. A lot of agencies will go ahead and accept it because it saves them money, man. Because it costs a lot of money for them to do a background check on you. Ham Holland, I needed this transplant yesterday. Put a brother on. Yeah, bro. I mean, like I said, I did a traditional hair transplant, with cutting the strip in the back of your head and then taking the skin and then the hair follicles are there and then they just plug it into your parts. But there's a bunch of different hair transplants. But don't worry, I will do a hair transplant, an episode on hair transplants for y'all. Just like this one right now. You guys have been asking for this law enforcement episode for a while, and we're giving it to y'all. So that hair transplant episode is coming soon. I might do it with Minister Jab because I know he did one too. And he did a different one than I did. I did it the traditional with the slice in the back of your head. He did it with the, I think the FUE, if I'm not mistaken, where they just like take grafts and put them in there. Brian goes, I think I'm already past preventing. I have multiple broken and missing teeth. This is why the dentist is so intimidating to me. I'll spend the money to fix them. Just terrified of dentists. Hey, man, you got to face your fear, my friend, and just go over there and do it, man. You just got to do it. Okay? Who's up next?
We got some Streamlabs if you want to read
Streamlabs? Yeah. Shout out to all y'all. And again, guys, if you want to super chat into the show, you can either send in a Rumble rant or you can go ahead and click the link to Streamlabs. Either way, whatever's more convenient for you to get involved in the show. I really love answering your questions. We got the phone lines open as well, 505-605-9740. This is a Q&A on law enforcement. The only one of its kind, really. And, we're just giving y'all the sauce. Okay, what are some in here? Okay. Elmo. God damn, man. This dude, we're spilling shit all over the place. Sorry, guys. We got, where we at here?
Right here. Myron, I fucking love you. Right here.
Oh, Myron. Okay, this is from Abdullah. Tip $1, Myron, I fucking love you. I'm currently 178 pounds and 5'8", 16 years old, junior high school, and I've been trying to get some girls, but my game is kind of bad. You got any advice on how I could talk to girls? Bro, you're 16. You're 16. Enjoy your youth, bro. Like, you shouldn't be worried about women right now. What are you doing? Enjoy your youth. You only get this time to not pay bills and be a kid. Enjoy your youth, bro. Go play sports. Go hang out with your friends. Build lasting relationships that will last you for decades. Worry about the women later, bro. We got Only Sam's goes $10. I have a BS/MS in math and worked in accounting, finance, and analytics. I have transcribed all the after hours with the girls and created an FNF Ho database for every girl you have had since the first pod. I emailed Mo back a while to show, but no response/help. We already got a guy doing that, right, Mo? That has all the analytics on the chicks. Yeah. But I mean, go ahead and send it. Mo, what's your email? Big Mo. Bigmo.bitw@gmail.com.
Bigmo.bitw@gmail.com. If you have IG, Bigmo_bitw, and or if you're on Discord, Bigmo_bitw or Bigmo.bitw. If you're in Discord, you'll see me the easiest, or Instagram.
Bam. All right. Who's up? What else do we got here? I'm bald at 29, not bad looking. I'm lean 5'10", but being bald took 3 points off for sure. I'm probably, in looks, I'm probably a 4 to 5 now. I feel like I'm fucked. No, bro. A lot of guys look good bald. Pause. You know, a lot of the coolest dudes are bald, and they do well.
Like Big Mo.
But yeah, bro, you just because you're bald doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to get any girls. But hey, if you can go ahead and salvage your hair, do it. Absolutely do it if you can. I'm a big proponent of looks maxing everything that's in your favor. So, you're dealt the hands that you're dealt, but that doesn't mean that you can't use those hands to the best of your abilities. Razor 390 goes, internships are key. I did an internship at FLETC and Glencoe and also my university PD. Volunteer plus ride-alongs, get that experience. Agencies love to see that initiative you have, and you have something for interviews. Also research the agency's last mission. Yes, absolutely, guys. Woo. That's actually a really good point. From Razor 390. If you guys really want to get in, you can absolutely do ride-alongs with your local police department. A lot of times they'll let you do it. And then also whatever agency that you're going to work for, know their mission, okay? So for example, if you want to work for the DEA, you know that they're the lead agency for drug enforcement in the United States. At the federal level, they investigate Title 21 violations, right? Title 21 is the drug laws. If you want to go ahead and apply for the FBI, know that they're the lead agency for terrorism and they espionage and public corruption. If you want to do HSI, know that they're the lead agency for human trafficking, human smuggling, drug smuggling. You know, they basically enforce laws that have anything to do with interstate and or foreign commerce, right? ATF is the lead agency when it comes to firearm regulation in the United States. So you want to know that you want to know a good amount about the agency so that when you go and go to that interview, you don't look like a moron. You understand the mission, you know what they do, and you can tailor your answers based on the mission at hand for the agency. So good point, my friend. Mario Cavazos, what's up, Bill? Shout out to you, Myron, and thank you for all you do. You're an inspiration. And shout out Big Mo. Keep grinding on your weight loss journey. You're an inspiration as well. Shout out to you, my friend, Mario Cavazos. This is Taj the Beast. Phone number ending in, okay, we got him. I'm having a really hard time figuring out what I want to do, and this is from Pre-Game Mar. I forget what what I want to do. Mostly, I've decided to pursue my CS degree, and I want to get into federal government. 2 questions. One probably stupid. If I get hired for a computer job with the FBI, do I ever see the field? If you are going to be an analyst or like a tech guy, you probably won't be out there in the field, and maybe in rare situations where an agent needs you there to help them out with some equipment or whatever. But it's a great way and a fantastic way to get your foot in the door so that you can eventually become an agent with them. So take the job, guys. Absolutely take the job and then work your way up the ranks. Pre-game, Mar. We got $5. Second question. I would also love to own my own business, so I'd like to know what kind of social media presence you'd be able to have and whether or not it's plausible if I were to get hired under the federal government. Okay, fantastic question. I'm going to be honest with y'all. If you guys want to work for the federal government and you're going to carry clearance, you don't want to be on the internet. That's just how it is. That's the cold hard truth that if you're going to have a clearance, guys, and work for the government, you don't want to be on the internet like that, okay? Because you don't want to bring undue attention to yourself. That's what happened to me. Look at me as an example. We had just hit 10,000 subscribers, then bam, next thing I know, they're bringing me in. We weren't even really like viral like that yet. Right, this is weeks before it had the infamous, punish bad behavior TikTok video. So just with 10K subscribers, they're already onto it and knew that I was doing this YouTube channel and I was about to blow up. So having a clearance and becoming famous don't mix, guys. It's like oil and water. So if you want to get into, you want to be an influencer, etc., it's going to directly contradict your mission with the agency that you work for, especially if you're holding a clearance. So if you are going to try to do both, be prepared to give up one at some point. You can go ahead and do the double dance for a bit, right? Stave it off for a year, 2 years, maybe even 3 years. But at some point, your superiors are going to find out as you make more of an impact on social media, and they're probably going to have a point of contention with it, especially if you're talking about taboo topics. If you're going to do an outside job and be an influencer, it's got to be super clean. Super clean. I'm talking like fitness only, nothing. Like you're not even swearing in your videos, like you're like super positive and hunky-dory and blah, blah, blah. Like you're going to, yeah. So that's what I would suggest if you're going to go that route. But it's very difficult to be an influencer and also maintain a clearance with the government, bro. You're going to have to because to maintain a clearance, you're going to have to be really secretive. To be really secretive, you're going to have to hide your Instagram, hide your social media profiles. But to grow your business from a social media perspective, you need to be out there and be transparent. So you see how the two conflict with each other? But good question. You guys this is a lit show, man. Give me ones in the chat if you guys are enjoying the show, by the way. Give me ones in the chat. I want to get a temperature check here. Give me ones in the chat if you guys are really getting value out of this episode. Give me 2s if you aren't. And if you're going to say no and put a 2, please put what you want to discuss there instead. But give me 1s if y'all are getting value from this thing. You guys are learning more about law enforcement, answering some of your entrepreneur questions. And if you're not getting value, give me a 2 and tell me specifically what you want to talk about. Okay, I want to make sure all y'all get this value. All right, so I see someone put like 1, a 2 or whatever. Someone said 2, where's Fresh? Fresh is in Barbados right now, guys. Handling some family stuff. Nothing crazy. He just it's nothing bad. But he just had to go out there for a bit. He'll be back, I think, tomorrow. 2, travel credit card. That will be probably next week or the week after. But we will cover travel credit cards. Don't worry. Anything else? Okay, I see mostly 1s. I think I saw one or 2 2s trolling because they didn't put anything behind it. Discuss how you level up the ranks. What? Did you guys see that in the chat?
Yeah, I think they're talking about the law enforcement job.
We talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
Brown nosing is a big way to do it. All right, where are we at here? Oh, you know what? Let's hit the phone lines because I know someone had let's hit the phone lines, and then we'll go back to these chats as well. Again, guys. Rumble Rants or Streamlabs if you guys want to super chat into the show or Rumble Rant into the show. If the Rumble chat isn't too crazy, guys, maybe we could put on the side. I don't know, Mo. You tell me. They're still going crazy in there?
It's definitely crazy.
It is going. Okay. Shout out to Rumble, man. Y'all are crazy over there. All right. Go ahead.
9679 Taj. My boy, Taj. Yeah.
Yo, what's up, man? Welcome.
Taj, what up, brother?
So you guys can hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
What's good, Mo?
Yes, sir.
Hey, so I got a law enforcement question. Recently made the decision to get into law enforcement. I've started looking at a few different agencies. I'm in the process of applying for one of them in Florida.
Okay.
And there's one thing that's kind of making me hesitate a little bit, and it's a situation that stemmed from about 2 years ago. My former job, I used to work as a behavior technician with autistic children. And I had a client
let's just say it was company A and then company B, right?
Yeah.
So I was working through this with this client through company A, and meanwhile, she informed me, and by the way, all the hours through these companies are billed through Medicaid or different insurance providers. And I was working with her through company A, and then she later informed me a few months later about company B. And she told me that I could, have additional hours, make some extra money with them. And I said, okay, cool, I'll do that. So fast forward, I got on with company B, and I was working, I was billing the hours simultaneously. She later was informed through Medicaid that that is prohibited and that the same employee the hours can't overlap. So we tried to come up with a way to, still make this work. And then she basically told me that, you know what, you can bill the hours through company B, but you don't have to physically work them, right? And someone told me to record that conversation. It was a verbal instruction she gave me, and I recorded it just to save my own ass because I felt like it was a little weird, but I still went ahead and did it. And so over the months, she started trying to use that to take advantage of me by asking me to do different kinds of favors for her, such as staying at the house past like 10 o'clock, and then she wouldn't show up until 12 a.m. and shit like that, and just kind of, just taking advantage of me. So eventually when I started declining her favors, she basically ratted me out and got me fired from company A and company B.
Okay.
And it was a little spiteful. I got fired through company A first, and then I still had access to the system through company B, so I kind of, in spite, billed for like an additional month before she caught on, and I got clipped from that too. It was a 1099 job, company B, and now that I'm planning to get into law enforcement, I'm kind of like nervous about it because after all that concluded, a few months later, an investigator showed up to my grandmother's house asking for me. And it was a Medicaid investigator, like fraud investigator. And I got a lawyer on it, and, talking to the lawyer and the people over on that side, I gave him the audio recording, and long story short, we haven't heard from them since, and it's been a year now. It's not on my record. I wasn't charged with anything. And my lawyer basically said that our case is so good to the point where they just seem to have stopped giving a fuck about it. And I don't really know what to do as far as part of me wanted to kind of not really disclose it on the applications, even though there's not really many questions to ask about it, besides one saying if you ever been terminated from any jobs. And I've put the jobs I've been terminated from, but I didn't put that one because, one, I didn't really deem it as a real job, considering I didn't physically work, and it was a 1099. So I just kind of wanted your input and your opinion on how I should go about it, because like I said, it's not on my record. It doesn't seem to be attached to me. My lawyer deems the case dropped, but I don't really know.
Okay, yeah, that's a complex one. No, I get it. That's a pretty complex one. So just so I can make sure that I have everything here in line. So you worked for a job. While working at that job, one of the managers that was above you kind of abused your kindness to a degree. You were able to record her surreptitiously, giving you instruction that might have contradicted policy. And then what ended up happening is when you no longer wanted to give her these favors anymore, she used that against you and got you fired from both jobs, from both companies. And then you're worried that firing might come back and bite you in the ass during the course of your background investigation for this law enforcement agency that you're currently applying for now. Is that correct in general?
Yeah, it wasn't a supervisor. It was the mother of the child I was working with.
All right. So
yeah, she had, yeah.
Okay. So in this situation, bro, it's better to be transparent than not be transparent, because you don't want that to come out and then bite you in the ass later on. So if it comes up, obviously be honest about it, be forthcoming about it. You said your background check's been going on for a year?
No. I'm saying since the investigator came and talked to me and my lawyer, it's been a year since we last heard from them after my lawyer last spoke to them.
Okay. But what about the law enforcement process? Like, are you still going through the background check? Where are you in that?
I just started applying.
Oh, you just started applying.
Yeah.
So I would mention that you've been fired from that job, and then you could say can't explain, put like in parentheses can't explain or whatever, because it probably will come out during the course of your background check. But it's better for you to kind of put it out there and explain it from your perspective than they go out and they hear it from them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I would.
Do you think that would be something that would disqualify?
It depends, man. Every agency is different, but if you have a plausible explanation from like what you told me, right? I think you should probably be okay.
Okay.
But you definitely want to get
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but you definitely want to get out ahead of it and disclose it, right? On your type of with your explanation versus they find out during the course of their investigation and then they come back and grill you on it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
So that way you can kind of
right.
you can brace for the hit. You can let them know, yeah, this woman's biased, or, you know, she had an issue with me, personal issue with me, blah, blah, blah. So they kind of know that going in. Because they probably will get a hold of her to some degree or find out.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely wouldn't put it past them, but yeah, I appreciate it.
No worries, brother. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Just like I said before, man, be honest, be transparent. You know, get out ahead of it. It's better for them to hear from you than there. Like, you don't want a small problem to come in and look crazy because you didn't want to be forthcoming. All right? Never lie on your applications.
Got you.
All right, brother. Who's up next? Good question, though.
Got you.
All right. We have 3534 in the chat.
Go ahead, 3534. And, guys, we are going to have an after hours tonight. I think we're just waiting on Chris. So don't worry. Go ahead.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. Go ahead.
Hey, so I had a couple questions for basically getting into law enforcement.
Yeah.
My first option is the military.
Okay.
But I think they are a little bit more strict. I talked to my dad and one of my uncles, and he said basically I don't think I'll be able to get in. So two things. The first thing is...
Get into what, the military?
I don't... well, that's my first option, but it's looking pretty unlikely. So I'm thinking,
I mean, bro, you should
been getting emails.
You should be able to get into the military easy, especially if you're going to enlist. You just take your ASVAB and you're good.
Yeah. So the first thing should be pretty simple. I was in Wyoming a while back, and I had a dab card of weed. Right. Originally, they had measured it at a felony. And then they had later remeasured it, and they're like, actually, no, it's a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
And then I took a plea, and I got that basically removed. So do you think that plea, with it being removed, do you think that's clean, or whatever?
So they arrested you originally for probably...
Would they be able to find that out?
Let me guess. So they arrested you probably first for, possession with intent to distribute, right, on a felony charge, and then you pled guilty, and in exchange for you pleading guilty and not going to trial, they dropped it down to a misdemeanor. What was the misdemeanor charge they hit you with?
No, so they dropped it to a misdemeanor before I took the plea.
Okay, what was the misdemeanor charge?
Like months after.
What was the misdemeanor charge?
Sorry?
What was the misdemeanor charge then?
It was the same thing. They just, like the measurement, I think it was a 1 gram. If it's 1 gram, it's a felony. If it's under, it's a misdemeanor.
Okay, so you got hit with probably possession of a controlled substance, personal use or something.
Yes. Yeah. So then I took a plea and basically pled guilty to, I think, reckless driving or something like that. And then they said that they wiped it off of my record. So
no, they can absolutely, when they do their background check.
Look at that record or no?
Okay, so let me go ahead and give you all the real sauce. When people say that they wiped it off your record, that's a lie. There's no such thing. When you're arrested in the United States of America, what ends up happening is you get fingerprinted and booked. When you're fingerprinted and they roll your fingerprint and they put it into the system, what ends up happening is you generate something called an FBI number, okay? And that FBI number follows you because it's tied to your fingerprint. So any arrest that you've ever had in your life will show, or if you've ever been fingerprinted, even if you've been fingerprinted for a job application, right, you're going to have an FBI number. So I have an FBI number because I got a law enforcement position and they have to fingerprint you as a part of doing so. So what ends up happening is, excuse me, you're going to have an FBI number. So they're absolutely going to be able to look into your record and see that you got arrested for a reckless driving and the felony charge, and then they'll see that I got this dropped down to a misdemeanor. So they will be able to see it. That's number one. Number two, as far as the military goes, I don't know if that would disqualify you because it was a misdemeanor, so you never got convicted of a felony, so you should still be able to join, but that could absolutely hurt you when it comes to joining law enforcement.
Okay.
So, so it depends on the agency. You know, like some agencies like will have like a no tolerance for something like that, right? Like a DEA or FBI probably won't hire you. You know what I mean? But maybe a smaller police department that needs staff, they might do it. But military, you should be good to go in there because you never got convicted of a felony. You just got convicted of a misdemeanor. So military, you should be straight.
Okay, that's great. Could I ask a second one too?
We got a bunch of people on the line, man. Make it fast.
Sure. So it's about like medical conditions. So I have basically food allergies where I can't eat certain foods, like I'll stop breathing.
Yeah.
And apparently my buddy said that would affect me with the military. I don't know, would that affect me with like agencies, like Border Patrol and stuff like that?
Nah, it won't. Your food allergies, no.
Okay, cool.
No, you'll be
All right,
fine.
appreciate you, man. Great
All right,
show.
brother.
I love you.
Take it easy, man. Appreciate that, my friend. Who's up next?
We have 9594. 9594, you're up.
9594. Welcome to the show. Also, guys, we got about 4,000 y'all watching on Rumble, and then another 1.7 of you guys watching on YouTube. Do me a favor, guys. Please like the video on YouTube. Let's get to 2,000 likes. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey, man.
Yeah, what up, bro?
Hey, Myron. Good evening. How are you doing?
Great, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. Hey, I just had a question for you. Do you think for someone who's 25 and no college, you want to go work for the government one day, going into the Army as a military intelligence role, looking at counterintelligence in the Army, they give you federal agent credentials. You get a LEOSA card and everything. Someone without college and without any experience besides EMS, I worked as a medic for a while. Do you think that's a good route to take?
Yeah, military experience is a fantastic alternative to college education. And then on top of that, if you really want to be a better candidate, you can use that GI Bill from the military and get your college degree.
Yeah, that was the plan. I like that military intelligence job because it gives you a top secret clearance.
Yep.
And you can also work on cyber counterintelligence. But do you think for an 1811 job, for really just any three-letter agency, something like finance, accounting, computer science, cybersecurity would be the most ideal degree?
Counterintelligence is great too, bro. I mean, it's an excellent segue into the law enforcement world, especially if you want to do something like an OSI or an NCIS, like these military agencies, because a lot of them do counterintelligence as well. So it's a great segue. And then you can go ahead and apply and become one of those 1811s under the military. So if you're Army, it could be Army CID, Navy, Naval Criminal Investigation Service, NCIS, Air Force, OSI, Office of Special Investigation. They all have a counterintelligence component to their agency. So it's a great segue if you want to do that.
All right. I appreciate it. Hey, that's all I had to ask. I appreciate you taking my phone call. I love the show. Hey, have a good night, man. Appreciate
Got you,
it.
brother. Of course. That's what we're here to do, man. Help y'all out. Who's up next, man? Yo, who's giving y'all more value than us? Are you guys not entertained and educated, man? What other podcast is giving y'all this kind of value, bro? Like, seriously. Helping y'all get money, entrepreneurship, get into law enforcement, answering your questions real-time live, right? They're like, bro, we got y'all, man. This is why the haters can't stop us. We add too much value, man. We add way too much value. We're not sitting in front of a rinky-dink camera talking about other creators. We're over here helping you guys create a life that you can live in. That's what we're talking about, baby. All right, who's up next?
7637. 7637. You're up. 7637.
Guys, again, the number to call into the show, number right there, 515-605-9740. It's right there on the screen, 515-605-9740. Put the last four digits of your number in the super chat, and Mo will put you to the top of the line because we got a bunch of people on queue waiting. Go ahead, Mo.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Hit us with your question.
Hey.
Try to make it fast, though, please.
Hey, what's up? I'm 18. I haven't finished high school. I'm on my last year.
Mm-hmm.
I just have a question on thinking about law enforcement and military. I've never worked a job, but I've been in the gym for 2 years.
Yeah.
should I go in the military first or law enforcement? I'm just not sure.
Take whichever one will get you in first. But to be honest with you, at 18 years old, no job experience, no law enforcement agency is going to take you. So you're better off joining the military, getting that experience, using that GI Bill that you get, and grabbing yourself free education.
Okay. All right. And then
do your 4 years and get the hell out.
A bunch more college. I just have one more question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What do you do when you overthink a lot, like bad thoughts? Like, do you have any routine or anything?
Anytime like negative thoughts come into your mind and you start to doubt yourself, you got to tell yourself, why am I being a bitch right now? What the fuck is wrong with me?
Okay.
Overthinking, my friend, is a feminine characteristic. Are you a female?
No.
There you go. So anytime you're sitting there thinking like, oh my God, I'm not so sure of myself, blah, 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 you need to go ahead and snap back into reality and realize, oh wait, I'm not a woman. What the fuck am I doing? I'm a man. I need to make decisions. I need to be decisive. Every decision you make might not be the right decision. However, there's no such thing as L's, just lessons learned, my friend. You're 18 years old. This is where you fuck up in life. Nothing wrong with that. Stop overthinking things. You're not a woman.
Thank you, man. Hey, man. Thank you so much. I hope you keep grinding.
No worries, my friend. And one more thing I'm going to tell you before you get off the line. You're 18 years old, bro. Do not be afraid to fail. You're going to fail throughout your entire life. It's not about getting hit. It's about standing up after you get hit. You understand? That's the difference between a man and a pussy.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make the right decision. Thank you, man.
Well, you're going to make a bunch of wrong decisions. That's a part of learning, my friend.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that, all right?
Yeah. All right.
All right, who's up next?
All right, we got 4178. 4178, you're up.
Hello?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Hello? Mark?
Yeah.
Hi. I just want to say thank you for, for the advice that, that you given every, all of us men and women. My first question is, so I came from the military. I want to see if, do you know that if the CIA or the FBI have tactical operators?
Okay, tactical operators in what way?
Such as like, okay, so say like, I used to do spec ops when I was in the military.
Yep.
And I want to see if I'm able to transition into like either the CIA or FBI. I'm trying to determine which one I should go into. I'm in college right now.
Well, here's the thing you got to understand. When it comes to the FBI and the CIA are completely different agencies, okay? So a lot of people kind of make this mistake, and I want to explain this so you guys understand. The FBI is a law enforcement agency, okay? They're enforcing federal law. They're out there arresting people. They have, they're considered law enforcement officers, right? The CIA is an intelligence agency, okay? So the FBI is in charge of dealing with terrorism from a domestic standpoint and thwarting it and or dealing with issues in the United States. The CIA is tasked with dealing with terrorism and national security threats outside of the United States, okay? And the difference between an intelligence agency and a law enforcement agency is the CIA does not have arrest power. The FBI does, though. So they're two completely different agencies. In the intel world and the law enforcement world are two different worlds. Some agencies combine both, right? If you look at like FBI, OSI, NCIS, these military agencies, some of them combine intelligence with law enforcement, but they're two completely different fields. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So as far as the operator goes, from what you're talking about, the closest thing you're going to have to an operator in the FBI is something called the HRT, Hostage Rescue Team. That is their elite SWAT team, and they're the ones that are tasked with going into high-risk situations. That's the closest you're going to get to an operator in the FBI on the civilian side. On the CIA, you got a bunch of different things because they're operating in the black, and they're operating foreign. So they don't necessarily have to adhere to certain laws in the States, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay, so it's kind of like what I used to do. If I'm trying to do the same thing what I did in the military, then I just go CIA. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what you used to do in the military is probably a lot closer to the CIA versus the FBI's mission. Because the simplest way that I could put it is the FBI has to operate in the light because they're a law enforcement agency and their task is to prosecute people. If you're going to prosecute people, that means that there's a discovery process. If there's a discovery process, that means that evidence needs to be turned over to the defendant. If you're out here waterboarding niggas, guess what? You ain't going to get no prosecutions. So that's what the CIA does. The FBI doesn't do that. You understand? That's why when 9/11 happened, it was such an issue because The FBI didn't get the information so that they could properly go through the judicial system to thwart the attack, versus the CIA knew the information, but they operate in the black. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They have two different the simpler way to put it is the CIA operates in the black. The FBI has to operate in the light most of the time because they're a law enforcement agency and they work domestically. And if you want a secure prosecution, the discovery process makes it where everything needs to be disclosed.
Okay. So with it, I'm sorry if I'm like going kind of long, but so for the CSI, I know you don't really like tap into that, but have you ever worked with people that was in the CIA? I'm sorry, why I say CSI? CIA?
Not me directly. My partner did. So I had a big national security case that dealt with like Sri Lankans, and and I had a cold case agent, and he basically dealt with the intel, or what we call in the government the high side. He dealt with the classified information. I didn't deal with that shit because classified information is useless from a prosecutorial standpoint. So it's better off that the main case agent doesn't know that shit because you can't use it anyway. So he would go ahead and deal with that stuff. He'd go deal with the spooks and the CIA and all this other shit when I needed to know things. And I stayed away from it. But you can't use it in court. So that's why that's why I always tell people, like, this whole intel world that people think, it's not as sexy as people think it is. Cool?
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. I hope that answered your question and clarified some things, because a lot of people make that cardinal mistake of conflating the CIA and the FBI's mission. They're two completely different agencies, two different worlds. Who's up next?
7402. 7402, you're up.
Yo. And Mo, let me know when everybody's here.
Everyone's here.
Oh, everyone's here? Oh, shit. Okay, then. All right. We're going to wrap this thing up here in a little bit, guys. What's up, brother?
Can you hear me?
Yep. Go ahead. What's your question?
A simple question. What's your thoughts on fucking coworkers?
Stay away from it. It's almost always going to lead to some issue. Stay away from it 99% of the time.
Can you name, like, maybe an example of an issue that you've heard in the past?
I mean, bro, it could be as simple as, like, you hook up with a coworker and then she gets pissed off because she sees you talk to another girl. Then she goes to HR and then says that you sexually harassed her. Boom, done. You're gone.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, bro. Like, it's 2023, man. Believe all women. The world has changed, dude. It could be she was the one that was being the aggressor and wanted to hook up with you, and you did it, made it happen, and then she can go back to HR and then say some shit about, oh, yeah, he did this to me, blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, you getting called into HR and you're going to get kicked out. You're going to get fired.
Bomba.
Don't shit where you eat, my friend.
Bomba.
It ain't worth it.
All right, I appreciate you.
All right, brother. Who's up next? And especially don't do it if you work for the government. That will really get you messed up, especially if it's like a chain of command where you're banging a subordinate. That will fuck you up so fast. Who's up next?
All right, we got 6043.
6043, hit us.
Hello, Mike. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, I really appreciate you guys. I love Pressure Fit. Shout out to you guys.
Shout out to you,
I got
my
a question. I don't know if you want to answer it, but what's your thoughts on Zherka snaking Sneeko and doing that shit, calling out, telling Pulski not to come on Pressure Fit?
I'm not gonna comment on drama right now, man. So.
Yeah, I got you. No problem.
Yeah, that's not what this show's about.
I got you.
All right, man. Take it easy. Who's up next?
Now I'm next of Rumble Rants.
All right. Yeah,
and
we're keeping it positive over here, man.
We actually have some non-friendly Rumble Rants.
Oh, we have some non-friendly ones?
Yeah. So.
It's fine. Can you edit them? Because I want this to stay up on YouTube for the people. Because someone might find this. I don't want to cut it to Rumble.
All right.
Yeah, just edit it. Just like, you know, get it out the part. Ruben Myron, I currently work as a public health scientist and my employer is paying for my master's in health. If I concentrated in biostatistics, would that background help my chances in becoming an agent? Not really, bro, but I mean, having a higher level degree is good and you got work experience. Like, I know, for example, the FBI wants you to have at least 5 years of work experience before you join them, so it could go towards that. Anybody else? But good question. Mo Easy goes, just supporting FNF. Can you find a studio in Brickell for $1,500 to $2,000 a month? Chris is in the back laughing right now. Hell no, you ain't gonna find that at Brickell now. Maybe like 5 years ago, but since all these New Yorkers moved in, bro, the price of rent has gone up like 40% in Miami. You ain't gonna find that in Brickell, bro. You're gonna have to live in Opelika to find those kind of prices, which is the hood. Yeah, it's the hood, ain't it? King Colonels goes, you guys are making me change my life. These 304s need to learn the hard way, FNFO life. Appreciate that, King Colonels. Robert goes, can you link the sites? Which sites? Get clarification.
The sites we were like going over,
like
for
FBI.gov, etc. Yeah, bro, you just type in like FBI.gov or FBI jobs, and it's right there. Oh, real quick, I'm gonna show y'all how to look for a job on USA Jobs. I forgot to mention this. Okay, open up a Google thing real quick. I'm gonna show y'all how to do this from the beginning. So this is what you're gonna do, guys. You're gonna go USA Jobs on Google. This is how you apply for any federal position in the government. USA Jobs. Right, bam, enter, and then you click that government's official employment website. Bam, click that, and then this is the glitch here. See where it says keywords, guys? You're gonna type in 1811. That is the job series for all special agents in the United States, whether it's IRS, DEA, FBI, etc. Hit search, and then bam, all the positions come in, and you can see different agencies. You got the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, the NRC. You got the National Science Foundation, Internal Revenue Service, keep going. And you can see that there's different types of things. Department of State, DSS, Bureau of Industry and Security. So all these different government agencies have 1811 criminal investigator positions, right? OSI, Supervisor Criminal Investigator. What is that? Hold on, go back. Was that NASA? Okay, yep. Air Force, OSI. So you can see all this. And then scroll up real quick. And then if you don't want a 1811 position, you could type in 1801. Scroll up to the top again. So 1801. I think that's a federal law, general inspection. Yeah, there we go. Bam. This is more of like a uniform type gig. Okay, and then you can go ahead and go here. So if you want to be a cop or a federal officer or whatever, just look for the job series and then type that into the search, and then you can go ahead and see all the situations. Then you apply. Okay, guys. So that, my friends, is how you go ahead and look for a job on USA Jobs. Based on a job series and what you want to do, man. Who else is giving y'all this kind of value on the internet, bro? Ain't nobody giving y'all this sauce. Okay. Hey, Myron, I recently got my driver's license leaked by an online scammer. What measures should I take to ensure my life isn't in danger? You could get one of those services, bro, that like LifeLock or whatever that will help you with securing your stuff, but turn off all your credit cards. If you think you've been compromised, and constantly check your credit report to see if any new accounts were opened unbeknown to you. That's a really good way to monitor as well. Jack goes, hey, I have 2 questions about qualifications. I'm 22 and in school right now.
He was a caller.
Okay, I think he was a caller. JW goes, hello, Myron. My name is Jacob. I'm 19 getting my GED, and I was curious, do you need a degree to join CBP? Would I be able to transfer to HSI from CBP without a degree? If you have job experience and you with CBP, HSI might accept that instead of a college degree. But it's going to be very competitive to get into CBP without a degree. But can you do it? Absolutely. Real Romeo goes FNF. Shout out to you, my friend. And then G Botello goes, Sneeko will co-host with Girls After Hours. No, it's probably going to be Chris. It's going to co-host. The Real Reggie goes, yeah, due to the overlap, you can work both Medicaid and Medicaid will consider it fraud. Well, I mean, we don't know that yet because we don't know all the facts. TTB Podcast goes, is it possible to get into doing any cybersecurity or digital forensic within law enforcement? I don't hold a BS, just ASS, but have certifications, authored a few books. Any thoughts? Thanks. Yeah, you could definitely do cybersecurity with law enforcement. Definitely. The Real Reggie goes, you should have took the meeting with the Medicaid. They see a lot of cases where patients do that and try to get favors or money from you. Okay? Appreciate that, Real Reggie. Anything else?
Yeah, there's a stream that someone donated $50.
Okay. Myron, I appreciate all you doing. This from Anthony. I'd like to share my advice for those looking for a cyber career. 4-year contract with the Navy Air Force. Look up signals intelligence jobs for those branches. I'm a contractor for a 3-letter agency making $191,000 a year, and I'm 32. Congratulations to you, my friend. And yes, being a contractor is also a good way to get your foot in. Reaper's Rival goes, hey, Myron, I'm about to finish paramedic school, yet I've always had an interest in law enforcement / SWAT medic. Have you known any paramedics or AMTs that enter the force and use EMS skills on the job? Yes. So what ends up happening is if you have that skill set, you would be fantastic on a SWAT team. You know, they're always looking for guys that have EMT or medic type experience for SWAT teams. Once you get on the job, of course. What else here? Anything else? Trucker making 6 figures. Don't own anything outside of a BMW. Minimalist. Any financial advice heading into my 30s? Just turned 29. Love the show. Save that money, invest in real estate. Don't buy stupid shit. If you can make do without the BMW, sell that too, bro. It's not a good time to be having cars anyway. Dave Cook goes $10. Hey, Myron, how experienced are you with interrogation tactics? Have you had to go through rigorous process of training and learning about human psychology to interrogate effectively? If so, did you enjoy this part of your job or no? Yes, I'm very experienced with interrogation techniques and asking questions. Guys, when you go to FLETC, you spend a significant amount of time learning how to interview suspects. So, yeah, I did a bunch of that. And then also, just so you guys know, once you get hired, they're going to send you to a police academy, right? Every agency has different police academies. When you go to the police academy, you're going to have to train. You're going to physically, you're going to do a lot of firearms shooting. You're going to do a lot of law. You're going to do a bunch of different things to prepare you for the job. Most police academies in the United States last somewhere between 4 to 6 months, okay? And that's where you learn all the stuff. So yeah, interrogation techniques, especially if you're training to be a special agent, are absolutely going to be a part of the course curriculum. Vegetal, where we at here? He goes, shout out to FNF crew. Question, do you think it's possible to switch from the military at 15 years to a federal agency after retirement from the military? I'll be 46 with a background in engineering, civil affairs, and logistics. You might not be able to, bro. You might be too old. You can try to get a waiver that will let you join a law enforcement agency, but I think at 46, bro, you might be too old because you won't be able to do your 20. But you can try to get a waiver because you have military service. Anonymous is tip $50. Appreciate that. And 8297, I think we answered that phone call. Right, Mo? We didn't? Okay, let's get him on the line because he sent a big super chat in. And then we got Chris, what's the drop dead time? You want to start this thing? Start right now? Let's start at 9:30. 9:30 with the nighttime show? With the girls? Okay. Was that? Okay, we're gonna set up. All right, so I'm gonna answer a few more of these questions, guys, and we're gonna close this thing in the next 5 minutes. Hey, Martin, I'm currently in the process of applying to the police department for an officer recruit position after serving in the Air Force for 4 years. I have a physical test and interview next week, and hoping it all goes well. Thanks for content. There you go, bro. Hey, pro tip for all you guys: before you go for your interview, get a good night's rest, and before you go for your polygraph, guys, this is probably one of the most important things I want to tell you guys on this podcast. When you have a polygraph scheduled, make sure you get a full night of sleep, okay? If you do not sleep, you are going to fail that polygraph test, okay? One more time for y'all. If you do not sleep, you will fail that fucking polygraph test, all right? So make sure you sleep. And if you're not well rested, come in the next day and let the polygrapher know that you didn't sleep and ask if you can do it another day, all right? Don't be a hard-headed idiot and say, oh, I'm going to take it, and then you fail or you get it inconclusive, you got to come back. Yo, if you are not well rested, do not take the polygraph test. All right, guys, it will absolutely fuck up your ability to get a pass because it's all based on physiological responses. That's probably one of the most important tips. What else here? Black Brawley, $5. I'm currently in the process of applying to a police department for officer recruit position after serving in the Air Force for 4 years. Oh no, we got that one. Read that one. And then let's get this anonymous guy in. 8297. We're gonna get you on the line.
He's on right now. 8297.
All right, I'm on.
Yeah, you're on, man. Welcome to the show.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. We can hear you.
Okay, all right. Man, all I can say is, dude, you saving the world, brother. I love it.
Appreciate that, man.
I love it. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I got a situation. Maybe you can help me with this. I'm gonna give you the 5-minute version. I work for the post office. I'm retired from the military. Work for the post office, and I worked for the post office for 7 years.
Okay.
4 years at the same location. At that 4 years location, I was farmed out to 17 other different locations to get them in line with postal regulations and federal regulations.
Okay.
In that process, I decided I want to move closer to home. So I take this other job closer to home. And this young lady, the postmaster, I'm going to call it out, postmaster decides that she is not wanting any of my help in fixing her office.
Okay.
And she violated postal regulations, federal regulations, and I did a whistleblower complaint because she did not want any help and she was breaking laws.
Yep.
So let's fast forward a little bit further. A new girl comes to work. She comes to work, and the postmaster keeps us separate for 4 months.
Okay.
Then all of a sudden, we get one day to work together. And then this one day, she doesn't know anything about me. I don't know anything about her. She says that I assaulted her.
That you what to her?
Multiple times on multiple occasions.
Assaulted. Oh,
okay.
Assaulted. Okay.
I'm in a federal situation. I have to go to court. I have to defend myself. They come up with witnesses to say that I called her the B word. I called her a B word. I called her the C word, and I told her to stay in her place because she was a woman, which is anything like that happened.
Okay.
The second young lady gets on the stand, says I had a hammer in my hand. She feared for her life, and that she didn't know what to do, so she escaped the building. The third young lady didn't hear anything about a hammer, didn't hear anything that was said. The second young lady didn't hear anything that was said, and all three stories don't match. But yet and still, I was found guilty. It's on appeal right now, but my problem is I went to the union, the postal union, and
okay, you said you were found guilty. You were found guilty in a criminal court, or were you found liable in like a internal investigation?
I was found guilty in the criminal court, in federal court, because it's post office is federal.
Who arrested you? Postal inspectors?
Postal inspectors, yes.
Okay, what did they charge you? What was the actual charge? 18 U.S.C. what?
The charge was disorderly conduct,
so,
which is an open-ended thing. They didn't say in the statements. No statement said anything about hammers. No statement said about any of these comments that I told you was said.
Yeah.
But on the stand, this all came out.
So you went to trial,
and none of this happened. I went to trial.
Okay. So
I went to trial.
Let me make sure I get this right. So it seems to me like you were a postal office regulator. You ended up having an altercation with one of the ladies that ran the post office. She went and made accusations that you assaulted her, blah, blah, blah. Postal inspectors came in, arrested you, charged you with probably, what the hell's the charge? It's 18 U.S.C., God damn it. When you, I forget the...
It's disorderly conduct. That was the charge.
Yeah, but there's a statute for it. It's a very broad one that they probably hit you with.
I got you.
But either way, okay, so they hit you with that.
Right, exactly.
You went to trial, you lost, and then how much time did you get?
I had a $500 fine.
No time?
Now, the thing is, $500 fine.
It was a felony, though, right? They convicted you of a felony?
I didn't do any of this.
They convicted you of a felony?
It's what?
It was a felony they convicted you of, or it was a misdemeanor?
No, it's a misdemeanor.
Okay.
Misdemeanor.
Wow, that's a lot of weight. That's a fucking lot of resources for a goddamn misdemeanor.
Yes. But it's the fact that I didn't do anything, and they wanted me to take a plea deal in the beginning,
of course,
and say 6 months down the road you can get this expunged. No, I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Why am I going to take a plea deal? But yeah, and the problem is it's much bigger than me. And all the people that I've ever worked with in the postal system that have requested my presence have all said they'll come to bat for me because they know I'm not that type of person. I don't even use language like that.
So you're not with the Postal Service anymore? You probably left at this point, or they fired you?
No. Okay. On another part of it, because I'm a military veteran, there's what's called the MSPB. That's another trial and hearing to say, okay, did you do it? Did you not do it within the Postal Service? So I still have my job and I'm in a non-pay status.
Okay.
So during this time, the whole time I'm not being paid. I have to work another job. They won't let you file for unemployment because you're still just an employee of the post office. You're just in a non-pay status. So now in November, I have to go to trial a hearing for the same thing, which is double jeopardy, I think. For the same thing in Washington, D.C.
No, because what they're trying to do, bro, is they got you in the criminal court. Now they're trying to get you administratively. They're trying to get rid of you. That's what's going on right now.
Right.
So they went the criminal route. You were found guilty of a misdemeanor. Now they're trying to get rid of you administratively, which is why they're doing that other bullshit. So, I mean, you got two ways that you could go about this. Either A, just accept the fact that you're probably going to have to leave government service, or B, you can hire one of these liability lawyers, right, that can help defend you from a situation like this. Like, for example, when I was an agent, I had something called Feds, and I also had something called FLIOA. But the problem is that you're already in the legal situation. You're supposed to have them before you get in trouble. So, but, I mean, it still might be worth a consultation. I would give a call to Feds and FLIOA, see if they could do anything and explain your situation.
Right. Yeah, this is just it's frustrating for me, my family, and the thing is, they did all of this when I took a week off because that Monday we had a miscarriage. Me and my wife had a miscarriage.
I'm sorry to hear that,
bro. I took a week off, and they fabricated this story during that week to get rid of me because I filed that whistleblower complaint. And,
hey man, I'm sorry that
the rest is history.
that happened. I mean, talking about bad timing and bad luck, and when it rains, it pours. But objectively speaking, here it looks like they already went the criminal route. Now they're going the administrative route to get rid of you on some type of technicality or whatever. So what I would say is, you have two options: either A, find another job and leave government service altogether, or B, hire one of these liability attorneys from Feds or FLIOA. I don't know if you'll qualify for FLIOA
Right.
because that's typically for law enforcement, but Feds could potentially do something. But the problem is that I know both of these liability insurances, they typically want you in their program and retain with them before the issue arises. But hey, man, it doesn't hurt to make a phone call and see if they can do anything for you.
Yeah, I reached out to these people, man. They don't want they all want 25,000 or more to even look at you. And already
talk
not
to Feds.
having a job.
Talk to Feds.
Feds. I will do that, definitely.
That's who I had when
But,
I was working for the government. I had FLIOA and I had Feds. No guarantees because
Well,
you're already kind of this situation's already kind of happened, but it's worth a call. All
Well,
right.
I'm still on the appeal, so
Okay.
yeah. And I'm not gonna take up too much of your time, brother. But just keep doing what you're doing, man. I've only been listening to you for 3 days, and you changed my world, man.
Thank you, man. That means a lot, bro.
Yeah, real talk.
Just remember
Real
this,
talk.
dude.
You doing God's work. You doing God's work, man.
Yeah, just know this, bro.
For
I
real.
kind of went. I mean, not as severe as your situation, but I've went through internal investigations before, and I work for the government, bro. I know it's a terrible thing. I've been brought in with internal affairs and fucking asked a bunch of questions when I didn't do anything. So I completely know where you're coming from, bro. Obviously, I ended up getting cleared of everything, but it sucks, and I know exactly what
Right.
you're going through, bro. So, just stay strong.
Oh,
and
wait.
have
I'm gonna add one more
backups.
piece to it now.
Yeah.
I'm a black. I'm African American, and all three of those people that made those comments were white. All those witnesses, white female.
Well,
so I'm the angry black man.
Well, man, just like I said before, just have backups in case, and best of luck to you. Okay.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate
All right, man.
you. Keep doing what you do.
Thanks for calling in. All right, cool. We're gonna wrap this thing up, guys. Cool. I think we're caught up with all the chats and everything. Yeah. Okay, guys. We're gonna end the show there, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This was a special edition where we talked about how to get into law enforcement. Answered a bunch of your questions. You guys asked some really good questions. And yeah, send this video to anyone that you know that might want to get into law enforcement or get into any type of government work. And other than that, man, hope you guys enjoyed it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, check us out on Rumble, subscribe, and we'll be back at 9:30 and 9:45 with some girls, and we'll catch you guys here in a bit. Peace.